Never heard
They
it.
never play it.
Have a what?
Alma mater.
What's that?
Here's to you, our alma mater, Jefferson. Jefferson.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could climb over everyone and we
Get
could
ready
take
for
a
the
picture.
2024 Blue Cross Bowl at Finley Stadium in Chattanooga. From Thursday, December 5th through Saturday, December 7th, witness 18 teams and 9 epic battles. Competing for a title of state champion. When the dust settles, 9 high school teams will stand victorious. Tickets are now on sale at bluecrossbowl.com. Mark your calendars December 5th to December 7th at Finley Stadium. Don't miss out on the state's most electrifying high school football event in Chattanooga. Bluecrossbowl.com.
But so Dave, what is this? Why is the bars so low?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know anything about it.
This blows my mind. Every game.
Is it just buffering and?
No, it does that every game though, which is why I'm confused at why it's. It pops up perfectly fine on the computer.
Can't tell you. Is that the band? We're getting ready to go here.
Matthew said he saw their trailer earlier. I haven't seen it.
14 seconds.
I haven't seen it.
And welcome back once again to East Hamilton High School as we get set for this playoff ball game. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge taking on the East Hamilton Hurricanes. We are sitting in the stands, and I know those of you listening to the radio currently, the stream is going to be bad again, but we just don't have much of a signal out here in the woods. But hopefully the Wildcats will be good on the field tonight as the Wildcats captains are rolling out and getting ready to start this third-round playoff game. Alex?
Yeah, it's always an exciting time anytime it's a Friday night and Oak Ridge is playing, especially when you love playing in the friendly confines of Blankenship Field, but there's something special about going on the road and with the chance to end someone else's season, and that's a really special opportunity these Wildcats have. And this is a program where Oak Ridge has only played one previous time, and unfortunately that time Oak Ridge's season was ended. So a little bit of revenge perhaps tonight if the Wildcats can come out and play well and advance to the semis.
Captains for the two teams are out on the center of the field. The Wildcats are represented by Dallas Frent along with T.J. Hibben, Blaine Stansberry, and Ethan Eubanks. We're waiting for the captains for the Hurricanes. As I look at their roster, they're kind of a small team, very similar to us in terms of numbers and size. And they are also young as I look at their roster, but they've played some good football this year, and they wouldn't be in the third round if they weren't and region champions down here.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously this is a talented area of the state, lower East Tennessee, the Chattanooga area, but still, a relatively new program, and as I was on the field, kind of like I like to do in pregame, just kind of sizing folks up, it looks like to me, like you said, it looks like they've probably got some speed, but overall, with a couple exceptions, this is not a very big team, and so I think up front, Oak Ridge, this is a chance where you can try to capitalize on Oak Ridge's size up front.
So what do you think about our broadcast location there, Alex?
Well, it's cold. I do like the fact that we're out amongst the fans, and I don't know though. Sometimes usually there's a buffer, a little bit of space and time between what we say and when people hear it. But now, if I say something and it's kind of an ignorant take, well, I might have 20 people turn around and we might have a Lenore City rematch.
We apologize. We're out. East Hamilton is located just on the outskirts of Ooltewah. And there is very little cell signal out here. And the stream, I know we have the stream, and we've got some sponsors for the stream. We appreciate that. We will record the ball game for sure. Why don't you run down who our streaming sponsors are as we get ready for the captains for the two teams.
Yes, David. Attorney James Norman with Joyce, Meredith, Flitcroft, and Norman. Attorneys at Law and JMFN Title Services. Sonny and Deborah Whitfield, Susan Steck, Danny Horwadell, Oak Ridge Gel Tactical, Scott and Denise Lane, Oak Ridge High School class of 1985. Jan West, Michael Pierce, and Robert Martin. And I think there's one extra, maybe Sexton and Oak Ridge gave us some extra help getting down here, David.
Yeah, most definitely. They're a normal sponsor on our radio broadcast, but we had a huge crew coming down here, and we needed an extra size. And Sexton Automotive, we appreciate Elizabeth Vickery Beard for allowing us to use one of the Sexton Automotive vans. As the Hurricanes are about to come onto the field, we are live at East Hamilton High School, sitting in the bleachers. We're going to take a break here and send it back to Brian Bennett back in the studios. We're a few minutes away. Happens to toss of the coin. We'll be back to East Hamilton 3-minute timeout. Where did y'all go?
Out in the country.
Did he not remember how to get here?
And the GPS wasn't working.
Oh, really?
We did a sale.
We don't look ready.
You look sleepy.
Yeah, we do. We've been here too
Their
long.
crowd's worse than our home crowd.
Yeah.
That's true. But this is not a.
And we got
this
off
is
the
not a community
interstate
school.
at 6 o'clock, or 5 o'clock.
Wow.
We did. We got off the interstate at 5 o'clock.
At the Ooltewah exit?
We've just been driving all around. Huh?
At the Ooltewah exit?
Yeah.
Wow.
5 o'clock.
My friend Mitch Frame, we went to high school together. He played offensive defensive line for Oak Ridge
really?
in 2012. And I've told him so many of your jokes over the years.
Oh,
I
really?
told him, I'm sure Sheehan will have a joke for you. So at some point, you go in there and tell him one.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's captains for East Hamilton High School include the Barrel Beacon, number 4, Benjamin Spangler, number 13, James James, number 19, Andrew Gilbert, number 55.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Throwing up the front. Oh, I got a question for you. Where are women's hair?
Your mic was off, It's giving the same message.
That's true.
I've been waiting for a week to tell you that.
Who won? We'll be receiving.
Ladies and gentlemen, East Hamilton has won the toss and they have deferred to the second half.
Receiving?
We'll receive.
We'll change this number.
This is their score.
David Clary back here along with Alex Myers, along with Mike Sheehan. Ben George is here. Titus Fetters. Caleb Riker is with us. Riley Willis along with Grayson Brown. Brian Bennett back in the studios of FM 92.7, FM 94.7. The East Hamilton Hurricanes have won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. The Wildcats will be receiving the opening kickoff. You were down on the field. One of the good news I knew this Wednesday, but Will Press chance to play tonight.
He is, and Oak Ridge did something funny in the pregame. They had him as number 14, and he was not out there taking first-team reps when the offense was warming up. He just kind of was casually out there. And then when they ran out of the tunnel just a moment ago, there was number 2. And let's see, they're not going to put him back at kickoff, but we do expect him to play. How healthy, how close to 100% is he? That's to be seen.
We apologize for those of you watching the stream. We just Can't do much about it. It's we're out in the middle of nowhere, out in cow pasture land. It's a beautiful school. As East Hamilton's about to kick off, we are sitting in the visiting bleachers. They'll be kicking from left to right. Wildcats dropping back 2 men to receive the opening kickoff, and this quarterfinal round playoff ball game is about set here from Ooltewah. Mike Sheehan finally showed up. He's been out and about. As here's the kick by the Hurricanes. It's a line drive squib kick. It's going to be fielded by Oak Ridge, and it rolls in for a touchback right around the pylon. And it is going to be hard to see here where the lines are because we are so low, as you can see, if you're watching or trying to watch on the stream.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough, especially at these far ends of the corners of the field towards the end zones. But that one's lucky. Oak Ridge had almost rolled dead at about the 2-yard line, and it kind of squeaked his way inside the pylon there, giving Oak Ridge the ball 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Demillion Porter is the running back for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge wearing their all-white jerseys with cardinal pants and numerals. The Hurricanes wearing black jerseys with green numerals. Blaine Stansbury, first down, 10 yards to go. From the 20-yard line, the handoff goes for pretty good yardage around the right side. The Wildcats are going to get good yardage as they move the ball. Why don't you run down the starting lineup?
Quarterback Blaine Stansbury, Demillion Porter on the carry there at running back. Also, Rush Douglas will see some time. Receivers will be Braden Sharp, Zayden Williams, and Adam Washington. Jared Bafford, Elijah Young, TJ Hibben, Malachi Bonner, and Ethan Eubanks round out the big guys up front.
Gain of 4 on the first play. Second down, 6 yards to go. The ball just shy of the 25-yard line. 11:54 to play. Just underway from East Hamilton High School. This is a relatively new school. The last time we were here was 2013. The Wildcats lost that ball game, ending their season. So Wildcats send a man in motion. That'll be Tyree Porter, I do believe. And here comes the handoff to Demillion. He's got a huge hole. He's got a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down as he brings the ball up to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Enormous hole opened up by that middle part of the line.
It was. We talked about the size difference of these teams. It's on the edge. Their defensive backs pale in comparison to our wide receivers, but really I think the biggest difference is up front at the line of scrimmage. Oak Ridge has more size, more height, more strength. That's a real opportunity right there all night for Oak Ridge to pound them.
Wildcats moving right to left as we look at it from the visitors' side. 11:28 to play, just underway, first quarter. In motion will go Tyree Porter. Looked like there was some movement on the Oak Ridge part. Pass is going to be wide open down the sideline. It would have been a first down into Hurricane territory, but the Wildcats moved.
Yeah, it looked like it is going to be against Oak Ridge. They're pointing backwards, but to me, if that's against Oak Ridge, that should be a dead ball penalty. The play should never happen. But it does look like Oak Ridge is going to go back to what we saw last week, which is getting Demillion involved in the pass game, not just as a runner.
It's kind of interesting that they had to have seen what we did with that last week during the ball game, but Demillion was wide open.
Yeah, wide open again, and that's a really easy way to get a completion if you're Blaine Stansbury. Get your confidence going. And the pass blocking-wise, it's such a quick route that they don't have to protect a real long time either. Just a really easy, quick, high-percentage play if the defense is going to give it to you.
5-yard step off against the Wildcats. First down, 15 yards to go. Ball resting right at the 30-yard line now. Wildcats looking over to the sideline. Play clock is down to 18. Blaine Stansbury, the junior quarterback, the all-time leading passer in Oak Ridge history, has the call, has the snap. He's going to fire, hand it off, and moving the ball for nothing, really, up to about the 32-yard line. He fooled me, actually, but our angle, and you're much taller than me. Well, everyone's much taller than me, but our angle is so low to the ground, it's hard for me to see where the yard markers are. It's a grass field, and it looks like they haven't painted them in a while.
No, but it's interesting. You know, Blankenship used to kind of always get kind of yellow-brown, almost a off-white color deep in the playoff runs, and that's exactly what this field looks like. And Carson Nivens, a guy that played at Oliver Springs last year on real grass, you know, they play on turf all year at Blankenship and in the Knox County area. He was coming off the field as we were walking into the stadium going, it's real grass. It feels so good.
Adam Washington split here to the near side along with Braden Sharp. Blaine Stansbury's going to run the ball. He's got great yardage. That's a 10 back of Oak Ridge first down as he brings the ball across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. 1st and 10, Wildcats.
I was talking to Blaine's dad before the game, and he was talking about the running capabilities of one of their quarterbacks that they'll play tonight. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, you know, your son's been quite the runner the last few weeks as well, and that's something he's really improved upon, David. He's becoming a threat.
First down, 10 yards to go. The Wildcats and Hurricanes. The two teams have only played twice, once in 2013 here on another chilly night, and last season at Blankenship Field. Wildcats first and 10 at the 47. DeMillion gets the handoff again. DeMillion moves the ball close to midfield. He's tackled just shy by about a half a yard. It'll be for the Wildcats a gain of, we'll call it 3. Second down, 7 yards to go.
So outside of that penalty a couple of plays back, every single play has been forward, even if it hasn't been a huge gain, just like that one. Not a great play, but it sets yourself up for a kind of a doable second down. 2nd and 8 now. Where you want to stay out is that 2nd and 3rd and 9 or 10. And that play, even though it doesn't go for a ton, David, it sets this offense up and open the playbook up.
Zayden Williams is in as a receiver for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has DeMillion Porter. The Wildcats stack 2 guys here on the near side. Braden Sharp goes in motion towards the home side. Second down, 8 yards to go. Blaine's going to run the ball himself again. He does cross the 50-yard line and moves the ball forward to around the 48-yard line, where the Wildcats will have it 3rd down and about 5 yards to go.
And now, again, another positive gain. They're going to call it about 4, really. So even though typically this would be a passing situation, the way Oak Ridge has run the ball right now, this is not out of the equation to be in 4-down territory. I think you could see a run or something really, really quick out of the backfield.
First quarter action just underway. Wildcats, 3rd down, 4 yards to go, 8 minutes, 26 seconds to play. First quarter action from Ooltewah, East Hamilton High School. Ball is at the 47-yard line of the Hurricanes. Here comes DeMillion Porter. DeMillion powers his way forward for another 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. Offensive line just opening up big holes.
Yeah, and just kind of a will and want to play right there. Mill was met right about at the line to gain, and he has that forward lean, and he just kind of kept those legs churning and got a couple extra yards. And now, David, as they start to move away from us again, it's going to get harder and harder to see exactly the ball, where it is on the line markers.
And the camera is going to be interrupted by that tent. We're in the stands. We're on the top row, but they're just not very big. Looking at the home crowd across the way there, very small. We might have as many fans as they do here.
I think we have more, actually.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. Opening drive of the ball game. Here comes Blaine running. Blaine getting a big hole. He breaks it for another 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. Inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line of the Hurricanes. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats.
Blaine is just continuing to look more and more confident. Not just a guy who, hey, if everything breaks down, I can run, but somebody who truly is capitalizing on his athletic ability, going, hey, I want to take this. I can get some yardage, and that he did. David, one other thing about this grass field that you kind of forget about when you don't play on them so often, there's a crown on this field too, so depending on where you're at, it is harder to see, because of the slope of the crown.
The Wildcats split a single man, Adam Washington. Now he comes in motion towards the near side. Backfield split. First down, 10 yards to go from the 23-yard line. DeMillion Porter with the handoff. Breaks one tackle. Powers his way forward. He ran right into a Hurricane. And then a late flag comes in.
Yeah, Oak Ridge had a lineman in the end zone about 20 yards past the field. And I think he thinks it's on the defensive player, maybe a hands to the face. But certainly it's going to be close. It may have even been after the play. We'll have to see.
The flag came in late for sure. I haven't seen the signal. We're in the stands. You probably hear the crowd noise, the natural crowd noise. We didn't have to even run another it is face mask against Oak Ridge. So that's going to be after the play. Personal foul called against the Wildcats, although the official comes up, and let's see if they're going to change that. He ran up to the huddle, and it is going to be against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I was going to say it would be a hands to the face call, but if a face mask is going to be on the defense. And so that is right. So Ethan Eubanks was doing work 20 yards downfield, and when he came up, he was kind of moving his face mask. So I thought that's what he was signaling, kind of telling his coaching staff, hey, he had me by the face mask, and now it's 1st and goal.
Ball as they put it down officially. Is it 1st and goal? It is at the 8-yard line. First down, goal to go. The Wildcats have taken the opening kickoff from the 20-yard line, have worked a good amount of time off the clock. We're down to 6:40 and counting in the ball game, in the first quarter of the ball game. First down, goal to go at the 8-yard line. Blaine Stansberry hands it off to DeMillion. DeMillion has no place to go, reverses, then cuts back inside and might have lost a yard.
Yeah, but he was getting ready to lose about 4 or 5 yards and just kind of wisely, after he realized it wasn't going to be there, just kind of dove forward. So loses a couple, but it could have been a lot worse.
It is a chilly night for sure, especially holding a cold metal microphone.
Well, yeah. Titus is looking like, guys, I'm the ones that's holding the camera over here. You know, I thought we haven't seen Will Presley yet. I thought they might kind of use him in spot situations like down here for a jump ball, but he's not in there.
They actually lose yardage back to the 8th, and Blaine's going to.
I didn't see. I think it's going to be a false start, though, because that was blown right before the ball was snapped. And this is going to it's going to put Oak Ridge back at the 16-yard line for 2nd and goal.
Wildcats have got to take advantage of each and every opportunity they have to score, and this one obviously was. Let's see if the Wildcats do bring in number 2 for the first time since the Farragut ball game. I think they just they don't want to use him too much, and as you said, you don't want to get him hurt. He's coming off of a broken collarbone, but he was cleared to play by the doctors, and we'll see some limited action today. He hasn't emerged as of yet. 5:44 to play and counting. The Wildcats now 2nd down, goal to go at the 16-yard line. DeMillion Porter with 3 receivers split to the right. Now a man comes in motion. Blaine's going to pass. Has all day. Now fires the pass, and it's incomplete. Good coverage, obviously, by the Hurricanes because Blaine had all day. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
And I think that was the same play that they were going to run before the false start call, or at least it kind of looked the same. And I wonder if, East Hamilton kind of saw, we've seen this before and kind of knew what was coming. 3rd and 16 here. Obviously, you got to throw something deep if you want to score, but you got to be careful with it. You always would rather preserve and at least get 3 instead of getting nothing. So if you're Blaine, go for it if it's there, but if it's not, remember, you got a really good kicker, and you don't want to forfeit the 3 points.
5:29 to play in the first quarter, just underway. Mike made it finally, as I said earlier, as the Wildcats come to the line. 3rd down, goal to go. Ball is at the 16-yard line. Blaine Stansberry back to pass, pressured, across the way, pass into the end zone. Not quite. Or is it? It's right at the goal line. And it is.
It's at the 2-yard line. It was Tyree Porter streaking across. It was a tight window, and Blaine had some real courage and guts to throw that one in there, and a great catch by Tyree. He tried to spin out of a tackler, but they ended up getting him down. He's about the 2-yard line, and there's zero hesitation. Coach Rang is saying, we're going for 6.
5:07 to play. Wildcats come to the line. 4th down, goal to go at the 2-yard line. Blaine Stansberry tried to get him to jump, and they did. Error timeout is asked for by East Hamilton. We'll take it with them. 5 minutes to play first quarter. The Wildcats knocking on the door. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Metro Plumbing, East Hamilton timeout.
No problem.
The East Hamilton cheerleaders are having a fundraiser to help each girl go to the Nationals in Orlando in February.
You like 7 to 7?
December 7th from 8 to 10:30 a.m. in the school cafeteria. $5 tickets are available now.
Respect down the glass.
Spat it up.
Football would also like to thank its sponsor Jennifer Jones at Realty, Consolidated Pipe, Chick-fil-A Gun Barrel, Kelly Cooper Realty, and Elders Ace Hardware. 4th down and goal to go for Oak Ridge.
Welcome back once again to East Hamilton High School. The Wildcats have it 4th down, goal to go. Ball is at the 2-yard line. DeMillion Porter, the Wildcats working from under center. Will get a push, but not enough of a push. Here comes a flag coming in all the way in from the referee. The Wildcats are in the end zone. I saw a signal for a touchdown, but a flag from the referee came in. You can't pull a runner. You can push a runner.
Yeah, and I don't understand. It happened so quickly. I don't understand what they could have called, because it was like snap. Blaine gets it, falls forward. DeMillion comes in from behind to push, and he's in the end zone. They're saying, you're right, David, that's what they're calling, but I didn't see anybody pull. He was behind his offensive line. I'm not sure how they would have pulled him because their backs were to him.
Now the Wildcats are going to send Eli Pearson into the ball game. So the Wildcats had a couple of penalties that hurt them there, and that's the first time we've seen Blaine really go under center like that.
Yeah, and he looked natural. I mean, a lot of times you worry about guys like that. They center quarterback exchange, but both TJ and Blaine did a nice job, and now it's on the leg of number 15, Eli Pearson, to bring us home right here.
Ball is at the 15-yard line, as the holder will be Adam Washington. Good snap, good hold, kick is up. And the kick, it is good. 3-0 Wildcats as they take the lead over East Hamilton. We'll be back for the Oak Ridge kickoff in 60 seconds.
16-yard field goal. Number 18, Captain Phoebe.
I mean, we haven't called that all season. That's a rare bailout call. Yeah, that's a tough one. What? Yeah, pulling, you can push them, but you can't pull.
Welcome back once again to East Hamilton High School. The Wildcats have taken a 3-0 lead on the Hurricanes. It was a very impressive drive. The Wildcats had a couple penalties. Obviously, that big one at the end really hurt them.
Yeah, it's just really tough because Oak Ridge was in the end zone and all of a sudden they're not. But at least they got 3 points out of it.
Little pop-up kick's going to be fair catch signal for and made right around the 26-yard line. That was number 1 who makes the fair catch. And now we get to see what East Hamilton can do. I tell you, the guy to watch is number 11 for them. That is Jaden Haywood, 5'10", 150-pounder. He's a good one.
He is, and I know. He's a guy who's kind of multifaceted back there in the backfield. He's an absolute threat, and he is the guy to watch for the Hurricanes.
Quarterback is Wyatt Miller, 6 foot, 185-pound junior. They've got 3 receivers split to the right. We'll see where the Wildcat coverage is as they have to slide over just a bit. The Wildcats look a bit out of sync in the secondary as the play clock is down to 14, and Wyatt has it first down, 10 yards to go, officially at the 28-yard line. He's going to hand it off to the back, and he is smothered right at the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job by that interior. T-Ray, just several of those guys up there. King Sandoval involved as well. And that's, again, just like on the offensive line, I think this defensive line has a shot to really make a difference tonight.
Why don't you run down the starters on defense?
Up front, Tim Walters, Tavarie Threet, Carson Nivens, and the linebacking crew, Amani Bishop, JT Gormley, TJ Hibben, and then we'll get the secondary after this play.
Second down, 11 yards to go. Pass is going to be incomplete. At the feet of the receiver, it'll be third down and 11 yards to go.
On the defense that time was cornerback Quavez Williams. He's in the backfield with Dallas Frent, Tyree Porter, and junior Ladadian Pendergrass.
What I remember most about this field is Tommy Kachoha just laying somebody out. That's what I remember from that ball game. And it was cold, and they wouldn't let our crew in the press box. At third down, 11 yards to go. 4 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Wildcats in the lead, 3-0. The winner plays the winner of West and Sevier County. If the Wildcats win, it'll be a blanket field. Miller wants to run. Boom! Big stick. He is blasted. No place to go except to the green grass of the Hurricane Field in Ooltewah, Tennessee.
And Tim Walters came out of there with the ball. I mean, I think he just kind of took his lunch money, threw him to the ground, and said, oh, by the way, I'm taking this ball. They must have called forward progress. He didn't come out of there with it. But what a stop. What an opening statement from this defense. You talk about Tommy Kachoha, David. A lot of people probably don't know this. He's still playing football over in Europe professionally.
It'll be fourth down, 16 yards to go. Lay a little hesitant here. They're going to get a new guy onto the field. Play clock is stopped officially. 3:36 to play first quarter. The Wildcats on top 3-0 here at East Hamilton High School. The game you're listening to live. Here's a good snap. A little pressure. The kick is a line drive kick. going to take a bounce and roll out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. Great field position for the Wildcats, and let's see what the offense can do. They had a great opening drive to start with. Finished it off with 3. They wanted 6. Well, let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, and this is another kind of statement opportunity here for both the sides, as it looks like Will Presley's in there. And I was just about to say, David, I think you're going to see the Hurricanes make an adjustment to come up and stop the run. Oak Ridge really didn't attempt anything downfield except that very last pass on 3rd and goal. I think Oak Ridge is going to have to kind of counteract that and maybe try to open up the field. If not, then East Hamilton's just going to kind of crowd the line of scrimmage.
First down, 10 yards to go. Will Presley split off to the right side. Wildcats have Adam Washington, single coverage on him to the left. Wildcats, Blaine Stansberry's going to throw it. Go deep. Will Presley can't catch up to it. It's incomplete. Good coverage there on him.
It was pretty good coverage. I like what Blaine was trying to do there. There was an opening to get that ball there, but unfortunately for Blaine, he was having to roll out to his left, throw back with his right, and he was backpedaling while he was doing it. He was under some duress there. Really the first time all evening that East Hamilton's gotten back into the backfield.
Adam Washington split to the left for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge also has Peyton Witter. As we see the student section has arrived. There's about 25 of them. Second down, 10 yards to go, 3:18 to play. We're in the first quarter, 3-0 Wildcats. Elimination ball game. As the Wildcats running the ball, DeMillion tries to turn the corner, cuts in. Gain maybe 3 or 4. It's going to be third down and about 7 yards to go.
And it wasn't a huge game, but David, I want to say something about Adam Washington's effort. That play started in the middle of the field. Mill ran it all the way out past the hash, almost to the sideline. And even at the end of that play, after he was tackled, Adam Washington was out there holding a block. Somebody made the tackle, but it wasn't the guy who he was assigned to block. What an effort. And that sort of thing, David, it won't go down in the stat book, but that's the sort of play that winning teams make, and that's a great wide receiver in Adam Washington.
Officially a gain of 4, third down, 6 yards to go at the East Hamilton 46-yard line. 2.5 minutes to play. Blaine's got time. Now sets up the screen. DeMillion's got it. That's a 10-back of Oak Ridge first down. As he moves the ball forward, Wildcats, excellent play call that time, and the Hurricanes bid on it.
Yeah, that's a play you used to see at Oak Ridge playbook about 2010. Just a little tunnel screen, and they lined Mill up in the slot that time. And so instead of him coming out of the backfield and being obviously a screen, the line still did it, ran the play like a screen, but Mill just kind of paused, hesitated, then slipped towards the line of scrimmage, and it was an easy completion. Great play call.
First down, 10 yards to go. That was a 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down. 2:06 to play, first quarter, the Wildcats and East Hurricanes. We played them last year in the first round of the playoffs, played them in 2013 down here as well. Blaine's going to run again. Got a block, tripped up as he moves the ball to the 34-yard line of the Hurricanes. Another positive gain for the junior quarterback.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You see guards that pull. It's not as often that you see a big Division I caliber right tackle pulling in between the left guard and left tackle. That's exactly what Ethan Eubanks did to lead the way for Blaine's run right there.
Of course, Ethan will be playing for UT Martin. He's committed to play for them. 2 receivers to the right of the quarterback, second down 4, and they are close to jumping off sides. We're broadcasting from the stands here. We got a good crowd here tonight, Alex.
Yeah, we talked about on the way down. We expected this, and, Oak Ridge did a lot to try to get these guys down here, students and adults.
Blaine's going to throw it to DeMillion. He moves the ball down the sideline. He has a first down. Another 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down. A minute to play, and the playbook is opened up here today, and the Wildcats are executing.
And one thing, you just look at the body language. Oak Ridge is playing very in control, very within themselves, not being super emotional. That time, Jared Baffert had a chance to really kind of obliterate a defensive back that was almost about to make the tackle, but he was there just a little bit late, and Mill got past him, and instead of trying to make a play and make a statement and hit that guy, he let him go, avoided a costly penalty, and Oak Ridge gets the first down.
First down, 10 yards to go, 42 seconds to play first quarter, 3-0 is our score. Ben George doing our technical work on the stream, blame him. First down, 10 yards to go, and here comes the Wildcats quarterback. No, it's DeMillion once again moving the ball forward. And I believe that'll be the final play of the first quarter. We are live at East Hamilton High School. The Hurricanes trail the Wildcats 3-0. We're going to send it off to our engineer, Brian Bennett. We'll be back to East Hamilton High School following this 60-second timeout.
Welcome back to East Hamilton. I want to thank attorney James Norman with Joyce Meredith Flitcloth and Norman, attorneys at law, and JMFN Title Services, Sonny and Deborah Whitfield, Susan Steck, Danny Horwadell, Oak Ridge Jail Tactical, Scott and Denise Lane, class of 85, Jan West, Michael Pierce, and Robert Martin for helping us get this broadcast on the air. Mike, you waved me off. I'm coming to you anyways. You were a lineman. This offensive line and defensive line from Oak Ridge have been really impressive, haven't they?
You know, Keith Hyten, I rode up here with him, and he's the videographer, and he told me this is one of the best lines he's seen at Oak Ridge High School in a long time, and I totally agree. They are very talented.
Opening play of the second quarter, the Wildcats have it, second down, 6 yards to go. The ball is at the East Hamilton 20-yard line. The winner to play in the state semifinals. If the Wildcats win, it'll be at Blankenship Field next week against either West or Sevier County. It'll be at East Hamilton as well. So it's on this side of the bracket. So one of these two teams will be hosting next week. Blaine's going to roll to his right. Oh, he looks slow there, and he's going to go down. I don't know what happened there, but he tried to get some footing, and he just didn't have it.
Well, but ultimately I think it was the right move because his only other option was to pitch it to Mill. The spacing was off, David, and East Hamilton had that read all the way. So if he would have pitched it, the alternative, DeMille was obviously behind him, and so it would have lost more yards. So even though it was a loss in the play, it was the right play for Blaine to keep that and just kind of fall down.
Billy and Teresa Holbert watching our broadcast here today. Will Presley splits off to the left side. The Wildcats have Adam Washington to the right. It looks like Oak Ridge or one of the teams is going to have to call a timeout.
It looks like an equipment situation with Will. He's going to have to come out. Maybe his pants were above the knee.
Yeah, he doesn't have his pads in. Third down, 8 yards to go. Ball is resting. Where is that ball? At the 23-yard line of the Hurricanes. The Wildcats up 3-0, 11:15 to play in the first half. We'll be checking in for the Sevier County West score when we get an opportunity. As the Wildcats have it, third down and 8 yards to go. Stansberry back to pass, sets up the screen again, and there's going to be a hold. And Demian made the catch. He got shoved hard, and he's short of a first down. I would take the penalty. He's short of the first down because that just gives Oak Ridge another opportunity.
Yeah, I would take the penalty as well because if not, then Oak Ridge is probably in field goal range or they'll probably go for it. It would be about 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. If you take this, or 4th and 2, 4th and 3, if you take this penalty, it's going to be 3rd and well over 10 yards to go.
Clock is stopped now, 10:57 to play. So when the Wildcats have gotten inside the 30-yard line, the Wildcats have had some costly penalties.
Yeah, the penalties have creeped up inside the red zone, even though Oak Ridge wasn't quite in the red zone. But that's going to back them up. It went from what would have been about a 4th and 3 into a 3rd, and we'll call this almost 20 yards.
Yeah, they need to get way down the field at around the 15-yard line for a first. 10 minutes, 57 seconds to play. We're in the second quarter live from Ooltewah at East Hamilton High School. East Hamilton, I guess their fans are smart. They stayed in their cars because they've kind of filled up their section now. Our section is completely full. The band is here down to our right. It's a nice high school environment tonight. Wildcats have it. Third down, 20 yards to go. The Wildcats have two receivers split to the left, single man to the right, and play is halted again. Officials timeout. Play clock was down to 8. Not exactly sure what these men.
We've got another equipment violation. I don't know what it is. This time Tyree Porter's going to have to go out. Here's my thing. That's what you're focused on. There's 8 seconds on the play clock. If you're going to do something, call that when he first goes out there. Why are you waiting until the defense has seen your formation? That's just, it's just annoying.
Anthony Angel comes in as a receiver for the Wildcats. 10:57 to play. Third down, 20 at the 34. Blaine's got some time. Fires a pass. Is caught. It's going to be well short of a first down. Adam Washington there on the stop at around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, but it puts you in a situation where you're now in field goal range, and you're now also, you got the potential right here, third, and it'll be 4th and about 6. So you could go for this, and it looks like, no, Oak Ridge is going to bring the field goal unit on and try to make this a 6-0 ball game.
You know, Coach Rang told me that what they like to do is force you to kick field goals, and that is what they have done.
Certainly so far. Even you see Oak Ridge got inside the 5-yard line, and they still only came away with 3. But, you know, you get enough field goals, you know, you hit one here, then go back and hit another one. All of a sudden it's a 2-possession game. So you take what they give you, and I think this is the right decision.
This will be a 37-yard field goal from the right hash. Snap, he hits it well. It is up, and it is good. Eli Pearson does it again. 10:02 to play here in this first half. The Wildcats on top 6-0. Back in 60 seconds.
That kick would be good from 50 yards. He would have. Went over the top of the goal line.
Scoreless in West Sevier County.
What's that?
Scoreless in West Sevier County after the end.
Okay. Here's the pop-up kick by Eli Pearson. Fair catch is signaled for and made. They don't want number 11 to get the ball, that's for sure.
No, and number 1 doesn't appear to want to return it. He's very quickly throwing that hand up to fair catch it, even though he's got time once he makes the catch to make something happen, but he doesn't appear to have any interest in that, or perhaps he's been told, just throw your arm up and fair catch it.
We're streaming this game thanks to donations from attorney James Norman with Joyce, Meredith, Flitcroft, and Norman, attorneys at law and JMFN Title Services. Appreciate Sonny and Deborah Whitfield and Susan Steck and former kicker Danny Hordell sponsoring our broadcast today. First down, 10 yards to go. The Wildcats stuffed him on 3 plays the last time. Quarterback across the way. He's wide open. He drops it. He had nothing but green grass in front of him, and that's incomplete and very unfortunate for the Hurricanes because that might have been a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it was going to be. He had Wayne Gibson and Anthony Angel closing in on him. But I'm with you. I think even though they were closing in, the angles that they were going to have to take, they were already going to be behind him. I think that's 6 points. That's 2 crucial drops, one that would have extended a drive on that first drive, and that one might have been a touchdown.
Wayne Gibson comes out of the ball game. Once again, Miller wants to pass. Incomplete again. That time intended for number 1. It'll be third down, 10 yards to go. Wayne Gibson has been out for 3 or 4 ball games, at least 3 ball games, and he was in on that play, but he came out immediately and Tyree Porter took his place.
Yeah, and I wonder, I kind of thinking the same thing. I wonder if there was a reason for that. I wonder if maybe the reason that guy was open, maybe there was a miscommunication between him and another defensive back. I'm not sure, but third and long here, big play for the Wildcat defense.
Wayne hadn't played in a while, so maybe he just, third down, 10 yards to go. Ball is at the 22-yard line. Wyatt Miller back to pass. Feeling pressure. Goes deep. Way overthrown. Incomplete. 3 and a punt. Again, the Oak Ridge defense holds.
Really beautiful coverage there by Amani Bishop. The receiver he was guarding had the speed advantage, but he did something really, really smart. He kind of got turned around, and as that ball was thrown, he turned his back to the quarterback and started running downfield. But instead of using his hands to kind of push the guy away to block him from getting that ball, he just kind of almost boxed him out. As he started running, he could feel him on his right side. The ball was going to the left. Amani just kind of ran to the right a little bit. So he's not pushing him, but he's getting in his way, and they're never going to call that pass interference. Smart play.
4th and 10. Here's the punt. It's high. Much better kick this time. Wildcats are not even going to try to return it. It's going to bounce and roll dead at the 29-yard line. That's where the Wildcats will take over first down, 10 yards to go. They have had the ball on 2 drives, have yet to pick up a first down. The Wildcats have been able to move the ball, have put only 6 points on the board. Let's see what they can do on this drive.
Yeah, we're 14 minutes and 23 seconds into this game, and I'd say Oak Ridge has probably had it for about 11 and a half minutes of those 14, 23. Again, if you're Oak Ridge right now, just keep chopping away. Keep chopping. Go down, get as far as you can. You want to score a touchdown, obviously, but if you can get into Eli Pearson field goal range and he can hit one more, it's a 2-possession game. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing really well.
Wildcats probably need to get back to the run, though. They were really effective with that early in the first drive.
Yeah, they really were. I looked at a million. You got that running formation and with Rush Douglas in the backfield as well.
2 receivers split to the left. Once again, that's going to be DeMillion running. He's got a big hole, but there's a flag. He'll take it for a touchdown maybe, but it's not going to count. There's a flag down on the play. Wildcats, DeMillion took it the distance, but it looks like we have perhaps a hold from the McMinn County officials. It is a hold against the Wildcats. DeMillion took that ball all the way in for a score, though, and that's unfortunate.
Just a beautiful, I guess we know now why it was a beautiful hole, but it's a beautiful hole on that left side, and had a block late, and, really just one man to beat, and there was no chance that guy was going to stop Mill. Unfortunately, the flag will stop him, and it puts Oak Ridge back again right when you get things going. But I'll give you credit, David. You called it, get back to the run, and, obviously the penalty probably aided that, but my goodness, what an opening that was on the left side.
Unfortunate. Now it's first down, 20 yards to go. I was told these officials are from McMinn County, not our favorites.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably not the greatest sign in the world if you're Coach Rang. That wouldn't exactly settle my stomach. But you just kind of, unfortunately, those are the cards you're dealt. So you got to try to make it. I think you could probably see either another run here on 1st and 20 or perhaps a quick screen pass.
First down, 21 yards to go. The Wildcats, too many penalties here have hurt them. Let's see if Blaine and the Wildcats can overcome it. I think they might have gone back farther. Are they going to have to pull somebody else out of the ball game? Let's see. They're checking all the pads. If you're right, if that's the only thing that bothers them, I agree with that. 9:23 to play first half. 6-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcat quarterback is Blaine Stansbury. He's got 2 receivers split to his right, 2 to his left. DeMillion Porter again running. Once again, a big hole. Well, that's actually Rush Douglas moving the ball forward. And Rush, as I mentioned, well, I didn't mention this, but if DeMillion can get 44 yards today, he'll become the 34th Wildcat to have 1,000 yards rushing in a single season.
And I'd say he's pretty darn close to that already. Definitely would have broken that with one run a moment ago had it not been called back. But, boy, it's nice to have Rush in there to give him a spell because obviously he's breathing hard after that long run that got called back.
Second down, 12 yards to go. Got a big chunk of that yardage back after the holding call. 8 minutes, 46 seconds and counting from East Hamilton High School. 6-0 Oak Ridge on 2 Eli Pearson field goals. Wildcats single coverage on a receiver split to the right. And then there's movement. And is there a timeout? It is a timeout. We're going to take it with them. 8:33 to play. First half, 6-0 Oak Ridge. Back to Oolawall in 60 seconds.
Folks, are you tired of being Lamar waiting 3 hours to get your photo with Santa? Are you tired of answering your 50-cent strike? We'll bring your child to Hamilton High School on December 7th and have breakfast with Santa with the cheerleaders. Help them support them, go to Nationals Orlando. Get away from those nasty lines at the mall.
He jumped before they had called timeout.
Probably.
Oh, well. How's the stream getting better?
It seems like, don't say it.
Stream's terrible.
Knock on wood.
What's the chat saying? They hate it.
Probably.
Those 10 star kind of suck. I can't.
I heard someone say thank you for streaming, watching from Illinois.
Oh, cool.
I don't know the name. It says
Welcome back to East Hamilton High School. Second down, 12 yards to go. Blaine Stansbury, junior quarterback, rolls to pass. Wide open pass, caught by Oak Ridge's Zayden Williams for a 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down. The freshman makes the catch. First and 10 Wildcats.
That was just a great catch, David, and a lot of good yardage after the catch. Very determined run.
That's what I was going to say. The freshman was carrying 2 defensive backs. Instead of just picking up what he got, he decided he'd get a couple more with 2 defenders on his back.
8 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the first half. 6-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats have the ball at the 47-yard line, moving left to right. Stansbury, the junior quarterback, 2 receivers to the left. Man comes in motion once again. Wildcats, 1st and 10. 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. The Wildcats, DeMillion Porter, 50. Down to the 46-yard line, about 7 yards on the first down play.
Yeah, nice hole on that right side, so shout out to Hudson Lee, and it looks like Ethan Eubanks over there as well. Rush Douglas in there leading the way blocking. This offensive line has really been impressive. There's been a couple penalties, but outside of those plays on a consistent basis, the Oak Ridge, the guys in white and Cardinal are dominating right now.
These guys from East Hamilton, the defense, they're going to be tired because they've spent the good portion of the game out on the field.
Yeah, they've been on the field at least 8-9 minutes already.
Wildcats working the clock down to 7:14. The play clock is down to 10. Second down, we'll call it 3 yards to go for the Wildcats. Blaine's going to run it. Cuts inside. He has a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. The ball goes and it's fumbled, and it goes out of bounds. And the Wildcats will have the ball. He fumbled it after he got the first down. That's a couple fumbles for Blaine in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and fortunately just the helmet got on the ball right as he was kind of going airborne, and really Oak Ridge fortunate. But that's why, as a ball carrier, when you're going towards the right sideline as a running back, you're taught to put that ball in your right hand. So if it does go out, there's a higher chance that ball went out. Blaine had it in his right hands. It got poked out, but it rolled out of bounds. Really fortunate there.
Wildcats need a touchdown here. 6 minutes, 59 seconds to play in the first half, leading 6-0. The Wildcats will split receivers left and right. Wildcats have run the ball quite effectively in this one. Blaine Stansbury will hand it to Mill, and this time Mill is hit at the line. And not much there, maybe a yard at most. It'll be 2nd and long.
Yeah, one of the first times all night, the Hurricane defensive line has really just come through, and I think it was kind of on design partially because it's kind of a delayed handoff. You want the defensive line to get upfield, and then you kind of go in right behind them. But that time, just really good defense.
2nd down and 10 yards to go, so no gain on the play. 6.5 minutes to play, first half. Elimination ball game, obviously. The winner plays in the semifinals next week. Wildcats hoping to be at Blankenship Field. DeMillion Porter breaks a tackle, moves the ball forward for a positive gain, but it's still going to be 3rd down and long. 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Wildcats, 3rd down and 6 yards to go. The Wildcats substituting. Players in and out of the contest. Looks like Torrey Holt just came out. Wildcats will have Zayden Williams split to the left along with Braden Sharp. Wildcats also have Adam Washington, Tyree Porter. Wildcats with Blaine Stansbury, 5:43 to play second quarter in a 6-0 ball game. They need 7 yards for a first down.
Our sponsor sheet's down in the grass behind the bleachers, Dave. I'll get that in a second.
Here's the pass. First down and more down the sideline. Another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. The Wildcats, once again, a huge 3rd down conversion.
It's another good play call, David. He got outside all the defensive players. Blaine hit him with a perfect pass. He turned up the field and got extra yardage all the way down to the 24, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Wildcats at the 24-yard line of the Hurricanes. First down, 10 yards to go. 6-0 our score, 5:20 to play in the first half from East Hamilton.
And as much as Oak Ridge has controlled the clock, 5:28, clock's going to start on the snap. I think Oak Ridge is really just content to just kind of run clock and maybe see if you can get it one score right before half and just try not to let East Hamilton have the ball back with much time.
Here's the pitch to DeMillion Porter. He needed a block. There's going to be another call against the Wildcats. I don't think they have been penalized at all. Of course, they haven't had the ball that much.
No, but the defense can commit penalties as well. That's going to be another holding against Oak Ridge. And the clock hasn't moved. So we talked about Oak Ridge trying to run the clock out. Well, they can't do that when the clock's not moving between plays.
These McMinn County officials, evidently, they remember last year's ball game.
I think they do. They might remember last week's ball game.
Oh, that's true. Very, very true. As that holding penalty is back, the Wildcats have been able to overcome way too many penalties, whether they're happening or not. And I'm assuming they did. The Wildcats have got to, be a little bit more disciplined.
They certainly do, and but so far for the most part, Oak Ridge has kind of been able to do that. Oak Ridge going to get Rush Douglas in here, substitute a lineman out, so you become a little more versatile. And it looks like Oak Ridge is more of a passing formation here on 1st and 20, and Oak Ridge really has liked these sort of quick, almost tunnel screen or delayed handoffs in these situations.
2 receivers to the left. You Wildcats do have the slot man in, and it's going to be Blaine running. Up the field, lowers his head, not much there. They are content to run clock, that's for sure. That was a first down and 20 play. We're down to 4:50 and counting in the first half. 6-0 Wildcats on 2 Eli Pearson field goals. I just did the scoring summary from Mike. 2 Eli Pearson field goals. The Wildcats have it 2nd down, 15 yards to go. Wildcats have Adam Washington, Braden Sharp as receivers, Rush Douglas in the backfield along with Demillion Porter.
And I don't know that Oak Ridge has moved this slow all season, so this is not necessarily natural, but Oak Ridge's coaching staff realizing that clock's on your side right now on 2nd and long.
Line of scrimmage is the Hurricane 31-yard line. They're moving left to right if you're listening to us on the radio. Blaine to pass. Fires, pass is incomplete. There should have been pass interference. There was contact there. It'll be 3rd down and long. There was contact on the receiver.
Yeah, Adam Washington was the intended receiver, and he was streaking open across the middle. And it wasn't a ton, but there was enough contact because it happened right as Adam was about to stick his arm up, and it was just enough to kind of make a difference. But right in front of the official was looking on, and he decided not to make the call.
4:07 to play first half, 3rd and 15. Wildcats have overcome bigger deficits. Wildcats have Sharp in the ballgame. Will Presley is in. He'll split out to the right. The Wildcats now will get Braden out of the game. No, he's staying in. Tyree's coming in. Wildcats don't have the right personnel in. Play clock is down to 6. They need a timeout, and they call it. 4:07 to play. The Wildcats weren't sure of their personnel. We'll take a quick break. Remember, the Laura Lynn Green halftime show is coming up. And at halftime, we'll take a break now. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Martha was talking about Travis.
Okay. Yeah, she always does.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I watched every minute. I hate y'all for something.
Oh, my.
Oh, it was
It feels like
freezing.
right.
That's what I heard.
It was
The
like
East Hamilton football team would like to thank their
From where
sponsors,
we were.
Consolidated Pipe, Chick-fil-A of Denver, Kelly
it
Cooper
was
Luton.
warm in every other part.
David Clary back here along with Alex Myers, Titus Fetters, Ben George, Mike Sheehan's with us, as well as Caleb Riker. We also have Riley Willis and Grayson Brown. 4:07 to play. We are in the second quarter. The Wildcats are faced with a 3rd and 15. Remember, the Laura Lynn Green halftime show will take place. The Wildcats, 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Will Presley split out to the right. He's going to go deep. They're going to throw it to Will. He's at the end zone. Passes up for grabs. Incomplete. Good coverage.
Really good coverage, and if right now the scouting report, if you're seeing number 2s back in, first off, the first thing you do is get scared. The second thing you do is just backpedal and just say, you can beat me any way you want, but you're not going to get behind me, and that's exactly what that man did. And just, why not throw a shot up there? Interesting, Oak Ridge is not going to kick the field goal, probably a little bit out of Eli's range. You wonder maybe if you have that to do over again, do you try to just pick up 5 or 10 easy yards? Because, again, if you can get a field goal on this possession, you could have made it a 3 or 2 possession game.
Wildcats are getting different personnel into the game. It'll be Travis Freeze, so they're going to be a little trickery here. Wildcats, 4th down, 15 yards to go from the 31-yard line. Here comes the throw. He's going to go deep. There's Will. He can't make the catch, and they'll take over on downs. Not a bad throw at all, but good coverage by East Hamilton. And the first time tonight they have stopped Oak Ridge.
Yeah, first time they stopped. But again, you go back and go, did they stop Oak Ridge or did Oak Ridge stop Oak Ridge? Because you had that costly penalty right when they were about to make a play. Mike, need a big stop from the defense here, don't you?
Absolutely. That was a shame. That pass was almost rare, just right off the Will's fingertips. A great pass by Free to get it down there. But, we get them in a hole right here when we punt this ball.
David, Elliot Norman, former Wildcat, Lawrence Hahn, a bunch of people listening back from Oak Ridge.
Yeah, I'm still chapped that Elliot didn't invite me to his wedding. We also have Tommy and Martha Lee. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball is at the 31-yard line. They're going to pass, cross the way. He's open, wide open. That's a first down. He breaks some tackles, and then finally goes down at the 45-yard line. Wildcats didn't have good coverage on him, and he was wide open, and they've got it 1st and 10, their best play of the night.
Yeah, it's Jaden Hayward. That's the one guy that we were told on the way down here, look out for him. JT Gormley runs from that linebacker spot, chases him down between a couple of defensive backs to finally wrestle him down.
Wyatt Miller had all time to throw it. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Oak Ridge. 1 touchdown and an extra point, and they're ahead. That's what Coach Rang told me. They like to hold you to field goals, and that's what they have. Wildcats have been stellar on defense to this point. 3:23 to play in the first half, leading 6-0. Here's the pitch to the tailback. He's trying to get wide. He cuts inside and he's tackled. It's a gain on the play, but it's going to be for them 2nd and about 5.
And they've got 2 timeouts left as it's 2nd and 5, approaching the 3-minute mark here. And all of a sudden, they've got to start picking the speed up a little bit.
3 minutes exactly to play. Ticking on down here. 6-0 Wildcats. Ball's resting at the 39-yard line of the Wildcats. Single coverage on this receiver to the left of the quarterback. They have 3 in that direction, which is the near sideline. Handoff is going to, the quarterback's going to run it, and he is going to be met and dropped. It's the 2nd time he's tried it, 2nd time he's eaten turf.
Yeah, I don't think that's the play that you want to continue to go back to. And I don't know if the quarterback wants to go back to him. If I'm going to run, I definitely don't want to run into the arms of T-Ray or Tim Walters.
3rd down, 4 yards to go, probably 4-down territory with 2 minutes, 23 seconds to play. The ball is at the 39-yard line. Wyatt Miller, the quarterback, looking over to his sideline. East Hamilton and Oak Ridge. They've only played twice. Now they call a timeout. 2:06 to play first half, 6-0 Wildcats. We'll take a break with them. We'll send it back to Brian. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Metro Plumbing timeout. Gentlemen, are you tired of going to the mall and sitting in line for 3 hours just to see your children while your wife spends hundreds of dollars at the best half-done Body Works? Well, you're in luck. East Hamilton cheerleaders are going to have a breakfast with Santa Claus on December 7th from 8 to 2.
Yeah, I was looking. I looked at Ben and I was like, "Have you seen?"
For them on their trip to Nationals for cheerleading in Orlando.
We'd like to thank Attorney James Norman with Joyce, Meredith Flitclough, and Norman, attorneys at law in JMFN Title Services, Sonny and Deborah Whitfield, Susan Steck, Danny Horadell, former Wildcat kicker, Oak Ridge Gel Tactical, Scott and Denise Lane, ORHS Class of 85, Jan West, Michael Pierce, Robert Martin, and Sexton Automotive for their sponsors and help of getting us here tonight.
I buy all my cars at Sexton Automotive, and they loaned us a van to bring the entire crew down here today. We appreciate that. From the 39, 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Wyatt Miller looks over to his sideline. Play clock down to 17. We're at the 2:06 mark of this first half of the Wildcats on top, 6-0. Wyatt, a lot of time. Back to pass. Pressure, sack! He goes and eats that turf because he is sacked by T.J. Hibben. A huge loss on the play.
TJ showed blitz on the play before when they had to call timeout. Clearly, when they went to the huddle, they said, TJ, just keep doing what you're doing. Get after the quarterback. And boy, did he ever. And shout out to Carson Nivens and T-Ray 3 up front. Taking up, absorbing those blockers, allowing him that free run at the quarterback. And boy, did he ever take advantage. David, I think they're going to punt. If I'm Oak Ridge, I'm calling a timeout.
If I were Oak Ridge, too, I would be aware of a fake as well because it is 4th and 9. Ball's at the 44-yard line. Here's the snap. It's over his head. Way on back, baby, at the 20-yard line. He's still going to get a punt away, and it's going to go rolling, and they're going to get the ball. It worked out for them. Wildcats had no rush, so there was nobody to go back and get that bad snap.
Yeah, and it's almost a perfect scenario. Even though it looked like a total disaster, the perfect scenario is because it wasted about 10 to 15 seconds on that play, and they still get the punt off, and they still get a pretty good punt, all things considered, putting Oak Ridge back inside their own 30-yard line.
That ball took a good roll for them, but, you know, we still got the ball on the 29-yard line with 1 minute and 3 seconds, and this offense, plenty of time for us to score.
1 minute, 3 seconds to play. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball at our own 29-yard line.
Will is in there, so is Zayden. Two guys that can absolutely burn you with their speed on the outside.
1 minute, 3 seconds to play.
David, to me, right here, you're not looking to get to the end zone. I'm trying to pick up enough yardage to get to the other 30. Get about 60 yards here, get in field goal range.
Blaine's going to pass and go deep. Will Presley passes there. He makes the catch, baby! William Presley at the 25-yard line. A 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. Will splits the defense, pulls down his first catch since the Farragut ball game, and the Wildcats have it 1st and 10.
And they're calling timeout. The officials calling timeout because the player had to get off the field. That helps Oak Ridge. It gives them about 10 extra seconds they're going to have right here in order to call this play before the clock starts.
54.7 seconds to play in the first half. 6-0 Wildcats. Great to have Will Presley back, guys.
I've been saying that. I told you he's an impact player, and he can do it.
1st and 10 Wildcats. Got to get some points here. From the 25, Will to pass again. Looks. Oh, horse collared. Where's the call? Where's the call? McMinn County. Wow, that's a horse collar big time. And the Oak Ridge fans are booing, and I don't blame them.
They have to call a timeout now. Oak Ridge has to call a timeout. That's a terribly missed call. Terrible missed call, and it was right in front of the official. There's been some of these unpopular calls that you think, okay, maybe that didn't happen, maybe it did. That was blatant, and it was right there.
None of them called it. None of them.
That was one so blatant. He had him by a horse collar and spun him all the way around and threw him to the ground. How can that not be a penalty?
Yeah, I don't know. But right now, unfortunately for Oak Ridge, you just use your last time out. So you're at the very, very edge of Eli Pearson territory. I will say he's been kicking it well tonight. But still, I think you got 2nd and 17, so you need to pick up something safe here, David. I'd say you need to get at least 5 yards here. That way on 3rd down, you can try to take a shot, but you want to get something to at least assure yourself that you're in field goal range, because to make this a 2-possession game before halftime would be huge, because remember, East Hamilton will receive the kickoff in the second half.
I just can't get over how they missed that. I mean, it was quite blatant. Ball's at the 32-yard line. 2nd down, 17 yards to go. A little quick pass, complete. Get out of bounds, Mill. He does. That is Demillion Porter on the reception. DeMille's just had a great last couple ball games. He wasn't so much a receiver early on in the year, but since Will's been out, and Malik as well, he's been really, really good.
And he's just growing. I mean, he's a sophomore. You got to remember, he's still so young, just a sophomore, and he's developing more into an all-around tailback, good pass blocker, good runner, as we know, but now he's becoming a threat out of the backfield as well. And you know who loves that more than anybody? Blaine Stansbury, because that's an easy, sure-handed guy to complete a ball to.
The ball's at the 25-yard line, 3rd down 11, 28.6 seconds to play. The Wildcats are out of timeouts. Blaine across the way, pass is caught by Adam Washington at the 10, 21 seconds to play. The referee lets the ball bounce behind him. They stop the clock to move the chains. Wildcats have it, 1st down, 10 yards to go. At the 11-yard line, I think they just said the 6. Play, 18 seconds, they spike it. Stops the clock with 16.4 seconds to play.
You remember about 5 minutes ago in game time, I think it was at 5:28 in Ben George, and we were talking about it. East Hamilton ran an entire play, which usually an average play is probably 6 to 8 seconds, and the clock never moved. How important does that 6 to 8 seconds look now when you look at the clock and it's 2nd and 10? Oak Ridge has 16 seconds on the clock with no timeouts. If you're Oak Ridge, be smart. If you get tackled, you can't get tackled in bounds.
2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. 16 seconds to play. Blaine passing. Pass is incomplete. Right at the 4-yard line, maybe beyond. Clock down to 11 seconds to play. 3rd down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, and I think Oak Ridge is fortunate that was incomplete because he was going to be down about the 2-yard line, but they didn't have a way to stop the clock.
You know, you only have 11 seconds to play.
It's if you got to have one option only. You either throw it into the end zone or you throw it out of the back of the end zone. You can't take a sack, and you can't throw anything short. And East Hamilton wants to make sure their guys are prepared. They're calling timeout.
Remember, the Laurel Lynn Green halftime show is coming up. Mark and Shauna Hayes will have our stats. Titus Fetters, where are we going tomorrow and why?
We're going to Pensacola to film the basketball team.
The Wildcats and Lady Wildcats are going to Pensacola, Florida. We'll have the broadcast from Florida. Our first ball game will be Monday at, I believe it's 9 o'clock in the morning, as the Lady Wildcats take on Vicksburg Missy Gators from Vicksburg, Mississippi. The boys game will follow also against Vicksburg. On Tuesday, the Lady Wildcats are going to be playing Huntsville's girls team, and the boys are going to be playing a team that is located on the campus of LSU, the University Lab Cubs at LSU, and that'll be from Pensacola.
Well, that's cool. I appreciate you guys making the trip and broadcasting on Tuesday. The boys looked good. I saw the end of that game. They looked really good. Girls looked good. I wonder if former Wildcat and Prep Radio crew member Matt McMahon might stop by and see his Wildcats while he's down there.
I'm going to text him. That's a good point there. I hope they're not on.
Mike can use a cameraman down there if he's around.
He used to talk. He never did camera. He used to talk with me. Third down, 10 yards to go, 11 seconds to play. The Wildcats quarterback can't get sacked here for sure. We need the points. In fact, I might have gone ahead and kicked it, but Blaine's going to throw it. Pass down. Oh, he can't get it. Oh, Mill was open in the end zone, might have gotten deflected. Now the Wildcats will bring in the field goal unit.
Yeah, it was a dangerous play right there. I think in East Hamilton almost had a shot to pick that one off, but ultimately you throw that one away, and hey, 6.4 seconds, you got a chance to make this a 3-possession game. That's what I'm talking about, David, or 2-possession game with 3 points here. Holding people to field goals is good, but if you don't score, points are still points.
So this one will be put down at the 18-yard line. So this will be a 28-yard kick from the right hash. Not a great snap, but Eli hits it well, and it is, of course, you know it. He hit it. Eli Pearson, automatic, and it's 9-0 Oak Ridge with 2.4 seconds to play. We'll take a break. We'll be back for a Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds. Oh, yeah.
Did he end up doing the show?
No, we didn't.
I didn't think so.
I had to do Wayne instead.
Yeah, How long was that? How long was that?
Take some pictures, too.
Yeah, I need to. I got one of Blaine.
Wrong. David Clary back here at East Hamilton High School, 9-0 Oak Ridge, 2.4 seconds to play, and what you don't want is a return right here. Let's see if the Wildcats squib it. Now they're just going to pop it up, and he calls for a fair catch with 2.4 seconds to play. I think I take a chance and try to return it, but they'll have one play opportunity here. They'll start the drive at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, and again, that guy's hand was in the air to fair catch it almost before Eli made contact. There's just clearly it looks like they've been told, whatever you do, just don't return it. And with 6 seconds, why not?
We'll have Mark and Shauna's statistics later. And the Wildcats are going to play 4 deep safeties.
Yeah, they look like they're getting ready to return a punt. They've got Zayden Williams, Adam Washington. They basically got the hands unit back there playing free safety. Also Quavez Williams and Tyree Porter.
In some ways, that's kind of scary. You get an athlete in space, that's kind of scary sometimes. They might be a little bit too far back, as it'll be first down, 10 yards to go, and they're just going to take a knee. Not too scary. I'm not scared now, Alex Myers, and I like the fact that Eli Pearson made the trip because he has provided all the points, and the defense has shut out the Hurricanes to this point.
No question. He's the MVP right now, without question. This game is riding on his right foot, and thankfully he's been accurate tonight. 9-0 your score as we go to halftime. Hey, a 1-point lead is a good lead. A 9-point lead, even better.
Let's run down those sponsors for us. We are streaming this game live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We're also on FM 92.7, FM 94.7. We're on prepradio.com as well.
Prepradio.com. And we wouldn't be able to be on here without the fine sponsorship and the help that we receive from so many in the community, both businesses and individuals. First off, we want to thank attorney Jim Norman with Joyce, Meredith, Flitcroft, and Norman, attorneys at law, and JMFN Title Services. Sonny and Deborah Whitfield, Susan Steck, which I believe is Eli Pearson's grandmother, who's a loyal listener to Prep Radio. Danny Horwadell, speaking of kicker, former Wildcat kicker. Oak Ridge Jail Tactical, they sponsored, I think we're our sole sponsorship on our first playoff game. Scott and Denise Lane, Oak Ridge High School class of 1985. Jan West, Michael Pierce, and Robert Martin. And also, again, a special shout out to Sexton Automotive in Oak Ridge because they were basically for free, gave us a big passenger van to help with our extra large crew that we had today in numbers. And that's obviously a long trip. And so we're thankful for them doing that.
Our extra-large crew member, Mike Sheehan, did not come with us, though. He went down with Keith Hyatt down as well. 9-0 is our score. We will take a break here from East Hamilton High School, and we'll have the scoring summary with Mike Sheehan. We'll have Mark and Shauna's stats. 9-0 Wildcats. We'll be back to East Hamilton High School following this 4-minute timeout.
45, 46, and 47.
I didn't even know the other night. I was listening to the replay. I didn't realize it was said. She said if she had still playing, he'd be in the jumper pass. I thought, man, this is killing me. I didn't hear you say that. I actually like that one you said. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, 40, you talking about the 46 one?
Scores of interest. Sevier County 3, West 0 at the half.
I caught a foot cramp. I'm not kidding.
That was me earlier.
Are you coming or no?
I'll come. I'll throw away my stuff. I skipped
What was that? It's like a pizza and
It was a personal plan pizza.
So far, so good.
Yep.
Too many penalties, though.
I'm sure some of them are legit.
They are.
But there's some that were legitimate on the other side, though, too. But how do you miss that call? How often do you play a half of football and have 0 penalties? And you have one right here in front of God and everybody in the first half.
But there's a problem with that. If it's a one man involved in play, there's 2 defensive men got a hand on it, they won't call it. I talked to the ref about it up in Campbell County. He said if it's 2 defensive men got hands on it, they won't call it what's called. Period.
How many people ended up being on the bus? David Clary back here along with Mike Sheehan, Alex Myers. Our camera guys, Titus Fetters. We also have Caleb Riker. We have Grayson Brown and Riley Willis. Brian Bennett back in the studios of FM 92.7. Got the scoring summary coming up. Here's my friend Mike Sheehan.
Thank you, David. Start the game off, Oak Ridge really had a lot of time of possession, and they got all the way down to the 2-yard line off of a Tyree Porter reception from Blaine Stansbury. But then the penalty bugaboo hit the Wildcats. We had 3 holding penalties in the first quarter, 2 of them on this drive to the 16-yard line, where with 4 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first quarter, Eli Pierce kicked a 26-yard field goal to put the Wildcats up 3-0. Then in the second quarter, after 2 minutes clicked off the clock, Eli Pearson came in and kicked a 37-yard field goal, and it went over the top of the goalpost. It would have been good from 50 yards out, and the Wildcats went up 6-0. Then the Wildcats drove all the way down the field to about the 6-yard line, got called for holding, got moved back, and Eli Pearson came in with 6.4 seconds left in the first half, put the Wildcats back on the board again, 3 more points for Eli. The Wildcats went up 9-0 on a 28-yard field goal. So it's been a very exciting first half for the Wildcats. As usual, the penalties are really killing us. If we could keep from having them, we'd have much more chance of getting scores, but this seems like it's not working quite out like I hoped it would. Scores of interest: Greenville 14, Anderson County 7. Oliver Springs 7, Cofield nothing. These are halftime scores. In the second quarter, Maryville over Bearden 28-10. The game we want to know about the most. At halftime, Sevier County over the West Rebels 3-0. Riverdale's over 7-0 over Oakdale. Of course, Meigs County over Sequatchie County over Meigs County 7-0. And Wildcats lead here at the half 9-0.
Thanks a lot, Mike. We are live in Ooltewah at East Hamilton High School. It's only the second time we've ever been here before. We lost here in 2013, and last year we beat them at Blankenship Field. So, an opportunity to get to the semifinals, Mike. It doesn't happen very often. 2020 was the last time we won a third-round ball game, and that was against West, if you remember, at West. And, you're in the Final Four if you win this ball game.
I know, and I'm really looking forward to that. This team has played so well, and under such adversity, having so many receivers get hurt, it's just a miracle they're here. And, credit to the offensive and defensive line of these teams. David, they have progressed greatly since the first of the year. They are one of the most talented lines we've had at this school a long time. And then you've got a great quarterback in Blaine Stansbury and a really tremendous sophomore running back in DeMillion Porter. And then you've got Will Presley coming back now. I like the chances for this team, David.
Let's take a break here. We are at halftime at East Hamilton High School. Coming up, we'll have this week, that's actually this day, then Wildcat football, but we're going to take a break first. We'll be back with a final look at the stats of the first half, Mark and Shauna Hayes. Then we'll have this week in Oak Ridge High School football. We'll be back following this 4-minute timeout.
Are they doing it?
They are. Mark should be out of here. See if that camera's in there.
Oh, there's nothing wrong?
No,
Okay, good.
we're looking for the other camera so we can charge a battery. There's an empty camera that we can charge with somewhere. underneath? What's underneath here? Looking at. Can you help him here, Alex?
Nothing in here.
Okay. Somewhere there's another camera.
Hold on, let me.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Grayson a minute ago. I can go ask him. Mike, best way, probably Mike. You want to go right through here? Miss. Yeah, I remember.
These are the two boxes that I got touched.
I got you.
All right. Well, they're not in there.
Yeah. They.
Yeah.
Was it maybe in one of these two boxes right here?
No, we're looking for an extra
Just look
camera.
through it. It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
Is it like?
It's a.
It's not even in a box.
No, it is in a box.
Is it maybe in one of these two?
No, we checked.
Okay.
It's somewhere.
Like an extra camera?
Do we not have
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
charging cable that you can use?
It's here someplace.
He might have enough battery. Do we really need to charge another
I
battery?
don't know. I don't know if their batteries will.
Could we charge one in there while we're doing it?
It doesn't charge.
Oh, because of the plate, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Okay, Caleb.
See what?
I'll ask Caleb if we have another one on the field.
One of the adult over there, because apparently he threw his hands up when there was a horse collar. That's crazy.
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, seriously, he was looking at me. I was like,
Who?
Caleb. Whenever the horse collar happened, he threw up his hands and was like, "What?" And the athletic director called him the expert.
We need it. The athletic director called the guy.
He called Caleb.
The athletic director?
Yes.
I already told him what he said.
That was the AD?
They called Caleb that?
Wow. Okay. Maybe my kids will tell me to go to school. That's where my kids are going.
Is this where your zone's in?
Did y'all see? So
We are, right? But
number 7 on their
for a
defense,
child, that's
he's
a-
got his shirt all
minutes.
Where'd Ben get to?
Who knows? He'll be back.
When are you flying?
Welcome back once again to East Hamilton High School. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge on top by a score of 9-0. Alex, I had you do a technical thing. You were going to run down something else on the stats?
Well, yeah, maybe the biggest stat of all, the time of possession in the first half. Oak Ridge had the ball for 19 minutes and 15 seconds compared to East Hamilton just 4 minutes and 45 seconds. So 19-15 to 4:45. Coincidentally enough, 19-15 also the year that Mike Sheehan entered this earth. David Clary, as we go back to you, they added 3 minutes to the clock. So we're going to take a 2-minute timeout, David, if you want to, or do you want to keep it here? Yes, okay. Let's talk about the Scarborough 85. If we can find the advertisement that Coach John Spratling was polite enough to print out for us. So it's the Elevate the Game. It's kind of a conference, I guess you could call it, at Calhoun's. It's a fireside chat with Oak Ridge High School sports legends featuring the likes of Nikki Caldwell-Fargus, Las Vegas Aces president, Jennifer Azey, a Olympian for an Olympic champion, I should say, for the U.S. T. Higgins, Joe Gaddis, Jill Pruden, Aaron Green, Daryl Miller will be there, along with Tammy Dowdell, Carmen Dowdell, Toy Faust, Cameron Sexton, Ronald Graham, Travis Free, Paige Taylor, and our own David Clary. It's going to be an event where you can come out and just, I think, David, correct me if I'm wrong, it's just $100 to go, but you get a chance to mingle with some of the brightest stars Oak Ridge has to offer in the sports world and really learn a lot. And what's this cause going for? It's a good cause as well.
Right, and John's done a really good job organizing. John Spratling has done a really good job organizing a lot of things to get that special group of Oak Ridgers some special attention. Well, we're getting ready to start here, so let's go ahead and take this break. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I appreciate you letting me kind of plug this here. The Boys and Girls Club of Oak Ridge is proud to announce that their annual Christmas tree lot is returning for another year. They're officially opening next Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Of course, they'll be open Black Friday, that Saturday as well. But for Wildcat fans, they're going to have a soft opening this weekend. The tree lot will be open tomorrow from noon until 6 p.m. and then again this Sunday from 1 until 6. So noon to 6 tomorrow, 1 to 6 on Sunday. 100% of the proceeds go back to the club, and Mr. Hahn will be proud to see you out this season. David Clary?
Here we go. We're going to start the second half. One of these two teams will be advancing to the Final Four in the state of Tennessee. Wildcats holding on to a 9-0 lead, but we were talking during the break that Wildcats last week were up, I think it was 24-0, eventually 27-0, and had to hold on for dear life. So the Wildcats have got to keep the pedal to the floor here in the second half.
Yeah, but it starts really with the defense because you're going to have to kick the ball off to them, and they've been kind of out of rhythm, and you've been able to pin them back. So I think the first start would be to have Eli Pearson hopefully kick one into the end zone and force them to start at the 20-yard line and prove that they can put together an 80-yard drive.
You know, this week actually on Saturday, Eli had a little problem with his foot in soccer, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's kicked tonight.
You absolutely wouldn't know. This is, the best he's looked in a few weeks. So it's easy to say. He just really hadn't had the amount of opportunities that he's had tonight. But, hey, 3 of 3 is as good as you can get with 3 attempts. And so, obviously, Oak Ridge at this point, if the game were to end, you got a lot more football to play. But if the game were to end right now, undoubtedly, he's your MVP.
See if they've moved 11 over here to return the kicks. That's what I would do if I were them. They were not. They're still number 1. Eli's going to pop it up once again, and the second half is about set here. Here it is. He does pop it up, and this time he is going to try to return it, and he is going to be tackled right around the 35-yard line, and there's a flag comes in. It's going to be either a face mask or a late hit or of some sort. It's going to go against Oak Ridge, I'm pretty sure.
There's a shocker. Penalized 6 times for 45 yards in the first half. This crew from McMinn County, I think you mentioned, East Hamilton was only penalized 1 time for, I believe it was 6 yards.
Let's see, there was a flag. What was that, Ben?
On the penalties on East Ham.
What was it? Ben.
I don't know.
Oh, boy. We give Ben the opportunity to speak on the air, and what does he do? He freezes.
Yeah, he freezes. A little nerves getting to him. Nothing wrong with that, though, Ben. We've all been there before.
Well, I tell you, we were freezing on Tuesday night down in Smith County, that's for sure.
You said it was cold. You had to go outside to warm up.
The penalty is a block in the back on East Ham, Dave.
Well, now you tell us, Ben. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, defense played really well in the first half. Got fortunate one time they dropped a pass, which might have gone for a touchdown. Wildcats have got to stay solid in the secondary and do what they've been doing.
Yeah, they absolutely do. That secondary has been solid all night, except that one kind of fluky play, but thankfully East Hamilton dropped it.
Quarterback is Wyatt Miller, 6 foot, 185-pound junior. Backfield consists of Grayson Maddox and Justin Haywood. They're going to run the ball, and he gets good yardage. Across the 30. Then they fumble the football. Oak Ridge says they have it. No signal. There is a signal. J.T. Gormley, guess what? We have just stolen a possession. The Wildcats have recovered a fumble, maybe. Uh-oh. McMinn County Stripes getting together. Will they overturn it? Will they overturn it? We have seen some shady things from that group before. The referee says, 1st and 10, Oak Ridge. Way to go, Athens boys. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats.
What a play, and what a timely play. JT Gormley, I'm not sure who stripped it and knocked it out, but JT was the one who pounced on it. If you're Oak Ridge, I would take a deep shot right here. Try to go for the jugular. Keep the pedal on the metal. I don't know that they'll do that. Will Presley's not in the game, but, hey, giving it to number 8's not a bad idea.
We're on the 31-yard line of the Hurricanes. 9-0 Oak Ridge, 11:44 to play in the third quarter. So we've stolen a possession from them.
Yeah, you did. It's just the same as if you got an onside kick to start the half.
Blaine Stansberry at quarterback. The Wildcats have Rush Douglas in the backfield. It's DeMillion Porter. DeMillion Porter, he's got a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. A huge hole up the middle. That line opening up holes that Mike Sheehan could run through. Well, he could have run through. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Huge holes. Malachi Bonner, Elijah Young, Jared Bafford, Ethan Eubanks, TJ Hibben all night long. Oak Ridge is just kind of leaning into those guys, and why not? They are starring tonight.
From the 17-yard line of the Hurricanes, it's 9-0 Oak Ridge, 11:20 to play. The Wildcats, first down, 10 yards to go.
And so this team still might not have 5 minutes of possession. Oak Ridge looks like they're being very intentional, again running this play clock under 5 seconds.
Wildcats, Blaine Stansberry hands it to Mill again. Mill looking for a hole. Gets a substantial gain of 4 or 5 yards, but, you know, the Wildcats just doing what they do as they move the ball inside the 15-yard line.
Coach Rank showing some discipline. I know he likes airing it out at times, but right now the smart thing to do is just go with what's working. And right now that's just handing it off to DeMillion Porter. What a talent he is, just a sophomore, but he's carrying his team on his shoulders right now like he's a junior or a senior.
Over 1,000 yards on the season, and congratulations to him. The Wildcats have it at the East Hamilton 10-yard line. Let's get 6 points here, boys. Second down, 3 yards to go. Ball, as I mentioned, at the 10. Wildcats, Braden Sharp in motion. The Wildcats hand it off once again right side, trying to get around the edge. He breaks a tackle, still moving his legs, driving across the 10, maybe down to the 9. The pile is pushed, and the Wildcats, Oak Ridge first down. The pile was pushed, not pulled. It'll be, where is it? They put it down officially about a yard short. No, sir. First down, goal to go for the Wildcats.
Yeah, first and goal from it looks like the 7-yard line. And I know Mill's got to be tired, but my goodness, if you're going to keep yourself in the game, young man, take the ball because we want to give it to you.
You know, last week he started cramping, and that's why he didn't play the latter part of the ball game. It is really cold here tonight, but, you know, he was also sick the week before as well.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you, certainly, and because of his usage, I think he had 10 catches at half. It wasn't just like he had run the ball a lot. I think he had 17 carries, but 27 touches overall, if I'm not mistaken.
First and goal at the 8-yard line. The Wildcats, 9:41 to play in the third quarter. Here comes the handoff, moving the pile forward into the end zone. Touchdown! Wildcats! Wildcats, a class of 1989, touchdown, DeMillion Porter in the end zone, and Oak Ridge now leads East Hamilton by a score of 15-0.
And what do? They rode DeMillion on the backs of that right side. Ethan Eubanks, I think Hudson Lee was over there, and Malachi Bonner, TJ Hibben at center. They have been riding all second half on that drive, was on that right side.
Eli Pearson to attempt the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up. The kick splits the uprights. 16-0. The Cardinal and Gray on top of the Greenies from East Hamilton High School. We'll be back for a Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds.
East Hamilton would thank their sponsors for the football season: Suzuki's, Greg Vidal, Choo Choo Smokehouse, Steel Photo, Agape, Shane's Rib Shack, Santi's Mexican Grill, Neighbors of Wind Down, Turner Homes, Chattanooga Flower Market, Armando's of East Ridge, Green Zone Landscaping, El Primo, Everett Catering Chattanooga, Party Bites Catering, Clean Eats, Wind Down Bistro, CP Car Wash, and Jeremy James Farmers Insurance. Thank you for your support.
Guard what? I was getting ready to say. Guard what? Yeah.
Elijah Pearson with the kick. Jaden Haywood for East Hamilton.
Mike and I said, we're still listening. We've heard this 1,000 times, and here I am still waiting for the
Welcome back once again to East Hamilton. Here's a pop-up again. It's going to be fielded, and they head to the sideline. They're going to tackle him again at the 39-yard line. Big hit there. Ben, you had something to say?
I was going to say a great shout out to Alex Waraxa, who's watching our live stream today.
Good to have Alex. Almost, I thought was going to come with us. Would have loved to have had him. 1st and 10. Mike Sheehan, 16-0 lead. We were up 27-0 last week and had to hold on.
Yeah, we need to hold on and play the whole 4 quarters this time, David. We cannot let East Hamilton back in this football game.
You talk about a team, Alex, that has gotten hot at the right time.
Yeah, and you see it even in the NFL sometimes, that wild card team that barely sneaks into the playoffs. And it wasn't that Oak Ridge snuck into the playoffs, but they've never played better football this year than they have these last few weeks.
First down, 10 yards to go. Fully running back who is hit in the backfield. Almost breaks a tackle. Now he goes down to the grass. A loss on the play.
Tim Walters nearly had him in the backfield, but even though he didn't make the tackle, you kind of give him the assist because it delayed him enough, and then he had to try to bounce outside of that one, and by that point, Quavez Williams came up, and he was not going to escape Quavez's tackle. Big loss of about 4 on the play.
Second down, 14 yards to go, 8 minutes, 57 seconds to play, third quarter. 16-0 Wildcats. The winner plays in the semifinals. That means the Final Four in the state. Handoff, running back. Hey, where are you going? Down. That's where you're going. Down again at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Amani Bishop there, the first to get there. Tim Walters in on there in the tackle, but Amani Bishop, that's a guy before the season. I'll be honest with you, David, I didn't know a whole lot about Amani. He didn't play a whole bunch last year. A couple of games into the season, he gets into that role, and he has just been so steady at that outside linebacker position.
Line of scrimmage is the Hurricane 36-yard line. Obvious passing situation. They've tried to run the ball. They haven't had much success. See what they can do on 3rd and a long 12. Ball is at their own 36-yard line. Man comes in motion. Quarterback rolls. Pressured. Across the way. Pass caught. He is short of a first down. Oh, boy. He's right. Oh, he's short by a yard. It's going to be 4th and a yard to go.
Yeah, and we've talked about these officials, but I'll say this. That was about a perfect spot because the only reason I'm able to say that, it's the one place on this field I am lined up at the 48-yard line. The tackle was made at the 48, and so I'm right here looking at it, and that official comes up, and it was a perfect spot, and they are exactly 1 yard short.
I thought Mike had a better position. He was at the 45, the 46, the 47 to watch that one. 7 minutes, 45 seconds to play. I haven't said that one in a while.
He said he quits. He's going home. Well, Mike, I hope you have better directions to get back home than you had to get down.
4th down, 1 yard to go. Up to the line will come East Hamilton going for it. Wildcat formation. He's got a first down. They went with the Wildcat with number 11, and they've got a first down.
TJ came out of there with the ball. That's twice tonight that Oak Ridge, after they blow the whistle, turns up with the ball, but they're going to say forward progress was stopped. And I think that's probably the right call. I don't know if I'm East Hamilton, if I don't just kind of do that a little bit more with the Wildcat, but put Jaden Hayward out there. He's your playmaker, and right now he's just not touching the ball enough.
Yeah, the quarterback remains Wyatt Miller, 6 foot, 185-pounder. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to play. They're going to run, and this time he gets more yardage as he moves the ball across the 45 up to the 44. You know, they have the ability to throw the ball. Coach Rang was telling me the quarterback really does a good job, does a very effective job. But Wildcats have done a really good job of really keeping Jaden Hayward down.
Yeah, and they haven't, other than the one pass late in that second quarter downfield, they really haven't tried anything beyond 5 or 10 yards downfield.
Try to get Oak Ridge to jump. The play clock is at 20. The game clock is at 6:39 to play third quarter. 16-0 Wildcats here from East Hamilton High School. Wyatt Miller from the 40-yard line. Will hand it to his back, looking for a hole. Found one, broke a tackle, and moves the ball for a first down. Is there a flag down on the play?
I don't think there is. It's holding against the Hurricanes.
Well, they probably got the call from Mayfield Dairy saying, hey, you've gone just a little bit too much. Why don't we start calling a little bit for the other guys?
Well, David, don't start talking about food. Between me and Mike, we're hungry over here, David.
They are going to be penalized. The spot of the ball right at the 40-yard line. 6:23 to play, third quarter.
I'll make an observation. The way this field is, if you're listening by radio and can't see, you got, of course, the length of the football field, the width of it, but then you have a full-scale track on either side, and then there's another probably 10 yards between where the bleachers start. I don't know that I ever remember sitting further away from the other stands. I don't think the noise is an issue at this place like it might be at some fields because of how far the two crowds are apart from the field.
Good point. Second down, 14 yards to go. The ball is at midfield now, 6:13 to play. It's a long 13, really. Wyatt Miller looking at a blitz right here. Now the Wildcats back off a bit. Miller's going to pitch. No, he's going to throw it across the way. Pass is caught, and the Wildcats make the stop, but not before he picks up a first down. Nice pass. Once again, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and they did just enough motion, kind of eye candy in the backfield for the defensive backs to just kind of to just not be where they're supposed to be. They faked a little pitch out to their weapon in the backfield, got the linebackers looking that way, and then they just threw it downfield into the seam where there was a gap where I think they got caught looking that time.
From the 29-yard line of Oak Ridge, 1st and 10. Trying to get in the scoreboard. Here's a run straight up the gut. The Wildcats try to hem him in, and they do after a short gain. 5:35 to play and counting. It'll be a gain of 2. Second down, 8 yards to go. 16-0 Oak Ridge. If you're listening to us on the radio, the Greenies, the Hurricanes from East Hamilton going right to left here. The Wildcats wearing their all-white jerseys with cardinal numerals. They're in black and green. 5:16 to play, third quarter, second down, 7 yards to go. At the Oak Ridge 26-yard line, East Hamilton, Wyatt Miller in the shotgun, one lone running back with him. And he's going to get the handoff and go around the right end. He's upended and pushed out of bounds on the East Hamilton sideline. They're going to say he stayed in bounds. Not exactly sure how far Jaden Haywood got. It is going to be a gain. It'll be third down and about 2.
Yeah, third and we'll say 2 yards here. For the first time all game, David, they not just had a play or two go for them. This is really an impressive drive, but it's important for them. They've got to get into the end zone.
Third down, it's a long 2 to go for a first. Play clock is down to 28. They get right up to the line. 4:25 to play third quarter. They have it third down and a long 2 for a first. This time the handoff goes to the back, and he breaks some tackles in the backfield, hits the sideline. Flags are down. He's in the end zone, but I think we're going to have a hold.
Yeah, Dallas Frent was held as they tried to break that one outside, and you could see it clear as day. A white jersey just pulled back. Dallas knows it. His teammates are upset about the touchdown, and he's saying, guys, it's coming back. Obvious, and I don't know that it was necessary. He says, Dallas is fast. He's a track guy, but I don't know that he was going to have the angle. Regardless, great break for the Wildcats because that was going to be a touchdown.
Mike?
Hey, payback. You know, we've had 3 holding penalties cost us a touchdown. Now they've had one, and they were guilty of it. I'm trying to see them finally calling a few penalties on East Hamilton.
Ben?
Just a really tough penalty right there, and really unnecessary to begin with. But, I mean, we still got to make a play here on 3rd down and long.
You know, it kind of concerns me as a basketball guy, David. You start to see when one team gets 3 or 4 foul calls, the other coach starts barking, and typically another one's coming for the other team. That's probably 3 in a row on East Hamilton. If I'm Oak Ridge, keep it clean right here.
3rd down, 11 yards to go. Quarterback's going to hand it to the back. They're going to try to get him, and there's another flag that goes down.
Yeah, and I'm guessing holding. I didn't really see anything one way or the other, so we're going to convert, and hopefully what I was just warning about wasn't correct. And it's not. It's on East Hamilton.
Yeah, that back-to-back penalties, and they're going backwards. Clock is moving forward, 4:07 to play. Former Wildcat Mitch Frame is here. Mitch, when was the last time you were here at an Oak Ridge game?
I'd say it was November maybe 15th or 16th, 2012.
Who were the Wildcats playing?
We were playing Riverdale, Murfreesboro Riverdale then.
Good to have Mitch here. Got him on a little airtime there, Alex.
There we go. That's one of my absolute longest lifelong friends, and he lives about 5 minutes from here. So glad to see him able to come out and support his Wildcats. He was texting me on Monday, calling me. He was excited that we were coming down towards his way to play.
3rd down, 21 yards to go. They're going backwards. The ball at the 37-yard line. Wyatt Miller, 6 foot, 185-pound quarterback. You probably see a tent in your picture. We apologize for that, but we appreciate KOC, one of our sponsors. Lots of pressure. Quarterback running, tries to turn the corner, throws the pass. He's out of bounds. He's way out of bounds. Way out of bounds. And do we have another hold?
I think we do. It's in the area, and it's not roughing. I think this is going to be 3 holds in a row. And you know what? Yes, it is holding. And you know, it's one thing to say, East Hamilton, you've got to do better. And obviously, they are committing the holds, so it is on them. But I will give a tip of the cap to Oak Ridge's defensive line, because if the line wasn't putting pressure, there's no need for them to hold. So Oak Ridge is causing these penalties 3 in a row, David. Have you ever seen that?
No, I don't think so.
They declined this penalty, David. Oak Ridge.
The pass was incomplete, so it's 4th down facing East Hamilton. And they're bringing their kick team in. They're down 16-0, 3:42 to play. I thought they were bringing their kick team in. They are. They're going to be punting. You know, I don't know, Alex. I think I would have gone for it here.
Yeah, you got to. That's your best, most sustained drive of the game. And, you know, just throw one up at this point.
Good snap, no pressure. Kick is short. Got to get away from it. Get away from it. It's going to roll inside the 10. Going to roll dead at around the 5, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. So we got a little help from the holding penalties, obviously. Well, Wildcats still posting a shutout.
Yeah, big help there, and you know what goes around comes around. It was Oak Ridge's turn to take the flags and the laundry in the first half, and in the second half, well, now McMinn County's getting hurt by the officials. So either way, Oak Ridge is in a great position, but backed up deep in your own territory, I'd expect a heavy dose of DeMillion Porter on this drive.
We're streaming this game thanks to donations from attorney James Norman with Joyce Meredith Flitcroft and Norman, attorneys at law, and JMFN Title Services, along with Sonny and Deborah Whitfield, Susan Steck, and Danny Horadale. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats trying to run the ball and getting a little bit of a push, but not much. But they're kind of hemmed in pretty far down at the 6-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8, 3:17 to play.
And
third quarter.
If you're a youngster and you like playing running back, I would encourage you to watch DeMillion Porter run the ball, because even on a play like that, when there's really nothing going there, he's tackled. He's got he's wrapped up in the backfield, and as the guy has his foot around, hand around his ankle, he just dives forward. DeMillion always seems to fall forward, and it's in a game of inches, David, falling forward every single play that makes a lot of difference.
A lot of maturity all of a sudden this year. He's grown up from a sophomore who had never played really as the Wildcats. Blaine's going to run it. Not much there. Moves the ball to the 10-yard line. Only about a yard or so. It's going to be 3rd and long. I know they're backed up a little bit, and they don't want to make a mistake in the passing game. And this is, I guess, why you punt. You back Oak Ridge up, and the Wildcats have converted some big 3rd downs today. Let's see what they try to do at the 10.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything tricky, anything dangerous. I think the shot is probably, you don't want to run a screen pass because if it gets picked off down here, you're probably giving up 6. I would expect either a run or if you're going to pass, throw it deep so that if it's picked, it's essentially a punt.
I'd throw it to Mill out of the backfield. That's been the most successful play the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because if the linebacker's playing up on that, that could be pick city.
Wildcats have Adam Washington split to the left. The Wildcats have 2 guys to the right. The Wildcats play clock 29, the game clock 2:30 and counting. It is 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Blaine Stansberry, the quarterback for the Wildcats. He is going to hand it off, and a good run, and that's a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. What a run there. He just weaved his way through the middle of the line, and that is a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down, Mike.
An excellent run that time, and again, you can't say enough about that offensive line. They opened up a gaping hole. He got past the line of scrimmage and got even past the linebackers. A cornerback had to make that tackle.
Wildcats have the ball at the 20-yard line. They started the drive at the 6. 1:55 to play, third quarter. Clock is moving. First down, 10 yards to go. Derek Rang in his second year as the head coach of the Wildcats, directing his Wildcats, trying to get to the semifinals for the first time since 2020. Once again, the handoff goes to DeMillion, and once again, DeMillion, the 1,000-yard rusher, moves the ball forward. And I'm totally content with him just to keep the ball on the ground and give it to big number 8.
Yeah, it's not very exciting, but it's working. And at the end of the day, you didn't come down here to excite people. You came down here to win a football game. And, Mike, I know that you, as a lineman, you love this type of game, don't you?
Absolutely, I do. And, you know, last week, McMinn County scored 20 points in the second half, and they almost came back and won that game. I hope that doesn't happen tonight.
That was in the fourth quarter last week. We're a minute away from there. Second down, 5 yards to go. A 5-yard pickup on first down. Play clock down to 7. Got to get the play rolling here. 3, 2, they will. And there's a handoff, and this time we're going to have a flag.
There's 2 flags. The first one, to me, it looked like an obvious face mask. The problem I don't like is that I saw a second one come in about a second or 2 later, so I wonder if that could end up being offsetting. But if there's 2 officials are seeing the same thing that I saw, it should be a face mask.
Waiting to get the official. I didn't see him signal. We're down to 48.7 seconds. We are broadcasting from the bleachers in a frigid night in Ooltewah, just outside the city limits. It might be in the city limits. It's out in the boonies, I can tell you that, but a beautiful school. Kind of looks like Hardin Valley.
Yeah, it does. It was built about the same era, and signal's close, but it's not a face mask. It's a holding. There was a face mask there, but I guess they saw a holding, and that's what they called. So, unfortunately, Oak Ridge is going to have 2nd and 16.
48.7 seconds, backed up once again to the Wildcats 16-yard line. The Wildcats moving left to right. We're in the third period. Looks like we had a lot of people on the chat. We'd like to know where you're watching from. The administration of the school thinks our attendance at the ball games has not been really good, and they think the stream has had a big part of that. We'd like to know if you're from Oak Ridge or from out of the area, and please let us know if you have the chat open. Second down, 16 yards to go. Play clock at 13. Blaine's going to roll to his right, has time to pass, going to throw it. He got pushed, but incidental contact, I guess. It'll be third down facing the Wildcats.
Yeah, if you're going to miss, that's a good place to miss right there. Blaine wasn't real on target with that pass, but he missed it high and he missed it wide. So really, it's kind of like throwing the ball away. It was a little bit of a dangerous play. There was a little bit of space to fit that ball in there as Zayden was coming on the comeback, but he was coming towards the sideline, and Blaine just kind of tossed that one out of bounds.
Zayden Williams is a freshman receiver. The Wildcats also have sophomore Braden Sharp in there as well. DeMillion's in the backfield. The Wildcats have Adam Washington far to the left and one other guy.
It looks like Braden Sharp.
Third down, 16 yards to go. 28.5 seconds. Wildcats running, not far though, and it's going to be fourth down. The Wildcats will be forced to punt, but they'll be punting in the fourth quarter. Final play of the quarter has taken place. The Wildcats 12 minutes away from the semifinals. We'll be back to East Hamilton High School following the 60-second timeout.
Did you look at me like that? Did you say Braden was out there?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard you say Adam Washington and Zayden. Maybe.
Have we gotten everything else in? We got, well, do we have any ad reads today?
Basketball.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Well, you want to let him do that?
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, I'm just going to give you the mic. You just start.
I'm going to stand in front of you. See if this goes god off.
Something's wrong down there. What does that say?
Battery's running low.
It's not even plugged in.
Oh no.
Where is it?
No, it's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Where's
somewhere
the power
it's here.
I handed it to you earlier. Is that little black one?
I don't see
But
it.
as far as finding it, I have no idea.
Welcome back once again to East Hamilton High School. Wildcats on top 16-0. Eli Pearson going to come in. Eli Pearson's going to come into the ball game. 12 minutes to go in somebody's season. Live here from East Hamilton High School. The Wildcats were up 27-0 last week in the fourth quarter. Had to hold on. Eli Pearson needs to get a good one off here. His first punt of the night. Got to get a good snap. It is good. His punt is away. It's shorter, but it's going to take a good Oak Ridge bounce. So it's going to roll at around the 42-yard line, and that is where they will take over. First down and 10 yards to go.
Woo! A little bit scary there, David. I didn't think that was going to be a very good punt, but one thing about Eli, when he doesn't hit it well, he somehow gets advantageous rolls and bounces, and that oblong football, that's not an easy thing to do. It's an art form. But shout out to Coach Kelly and Eli for making that happen. It ended up being a good one. Also going to be, it looks like roughing the kicker, which I think will be an automatic first down.
Wow, I wasn't even paying attention to that, Alex, and the Wildcat drive will continue. And all of a sudden here in the second half, we love those guys from McMinn County. 11:47 to play in the ball game. The winner plays the winner of Sevier County and West. If the Wildcats win, they're at Blankenship Field.
And West right now is leading Sevier County in a low-scoring ball game, 7-3 in the third quarter.
And Sevier County undefeated. They come in on the year, I believe they are now 12-0, and because this is the third-round ball game. So an automatic first down on the roughing the kicker. So the drive continues, 16-0 Oak Ridge. We appreciate all of you watching. Please get on the chat and tell us where. I'm serious. They are thinking about shutting down our streams because our attendance has been so low at Blankenship Field. A lot of people have watched our streams and not coming to the ball games. Buy season tickets. That helps. First down, 10 yards to go from the 34-yard line. Backfield split. Wildcats, Blaine Stansberry hands it off, running the ball for a first down and more. That's DeMillion Porter. He runs through a man. He's at midfield. That's a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
What an outstanding run that time by DeMillion. He got a lot of those yardage on himself, and you got to love the way he ended that run. He just lowered his shoulder and blasted it into the defensive back and pushed him out of bounds. Great run by DeMillion Porter all the way out to the 50-yard line.
He's starting to run angry now, kind of just shoving guys out of the way, running with an attitude. Great job on that left side. Bafford, it looked like Elijah Young, Hudson Lee, and even out on the outside, Adam Washington really sealing that edge and allowing him to get that momentum downfield before he's ever touched.
Adam and Braden Sharp splitting out to the right. Rush Douglas will be a kind of a tight end in the slot. I almost tumbled off here. That would not have been pretty. Here's the handoff to DeMillion, 50. 45, DeMillion Porter to the 43-yard line, and that's close to it, another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. You're right, he's running angry right now.
Yeah, his leg drive is unbelievable. His pad leverage is outstanding. He just keeps driving himself and pushing the defensive players away from him, and he gets another first down.
And the leg drive is what really matters, especially because he just keeps that power, keeps that momentum churning. But one thing DeMillion does is he has what guys will call forward lean. So he never gets hit straight up and gets the chance to get driven backwards. When he gets hit, he's already leaning forward. So even if he goes straight down, inevitably, he's going forward.
Gain of 9 on the play. Second down, then a yard to go. Ball is at the 41-yard line. The Wildcats need a yard for a first down. They've got more than that. We might have 6 points. Demillion Porter into the secondary. 20, down to the 15-yard line. The Wildcats, first down, 10 yards to go at 10 Bank of Oak Ridge, first down.
Demillion Porter, again, he's some great blocking. It's not all on him, but he is just so patient and, again, finding ways to always be getting downfield. He doesn't do a lot of dancing. He's patient, but once that gap is there, he sees it and going. And, hey, there's no tapping his helmet right now. He does not want to come out of this game. I know he's breathing hard. I know he's got to be fatigued, but he's in there, and David, I think he can sniff the end zone. He's like a shark smelling blood right now.
10 minutes, 37 seconds and counting. Wildcats have the ball at the East Hamilton 14-yard line. 888 people watching the game right now. First down, 10 yards to go. Handoff goes to Demillion Porter. Once again, he's on his feet. He's heading toward the end zone. He's inside the end zone. He's got 6 points. Demillion Porter, what a run. A class of 1989 touchdown, and the Wildcats are up 22-0.
Demillion Porter, you might as well play the Jaws theme music. We said a shark smelling blood. Well, he found it in the end zone that time. I don't think they could have put 15 defenders out there. You were simply not going to stop Mill from getting 6 points.
22-0 Oak Ridge. 10 minutes, 16 seconds to play in the ball game. Here's Eli Pearson, his grandmother, Susan Steck, watching our broadcast, one of our sponsors. The kick is on its way. It's up, and it's good. 23-0 Oak Ridge. 10 minutes, 16 seconds to play. We'll be back for another Oak Ridge kickoff in a minute.
Yes.
Go now? Yeah, on the stream.
To all of our fans on the stream, with your support, the Oak Ridge High School boys and girls basketball teams will take children that have been selected by the District Family Resource Center on a special Christmas shopping trip. The goal is to spend $100 each on as many children as possible in December. Please either drop off donations at ORHS, checks only made out to ORHS basketball boosters, or mail them to P.O. Box 5834 in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, 37831. Contact Oak Ridge High School head coach Aaron Green for more information at 423-595-1829.
Welcome back once again. Thank you, Ben. 10-16 to play, a lot of time to play. 23-0, the first of 2 touchdowns the Wildcats have scored, and the Wildcats are going to kick it off deep this time to the 5. That's Haywood. 15-20. Slows him down just a bit. He's heading towards their sideline. Wildcats stop him at around the 30-yard line, and that is where East Hamilton will take over. They've wanted to run the ball most of this ball game. They're going to have to get away from that, I think.
They're going to have to, and here's what you're doing if you're Oak Ridge. You can kind of tee off. As a pass rusher, you're not as worried as the clock gets lower and lower. You're not so much worried about trying to protect gaps in case they run the ball. You're not worried about gap integrity. You're just pinning your ears back and getting after the quarterback. And it also allows, as a defensive back, you can kind of play a little bit further back knowing, hey, these guys have to play. You don't have to be so concerned about the run game.
Remember, last week scored 27-0 in the fourth quarter. 10 minutes to go here. Quarterback passing, fires a pass, could be picked off. Oh, it is, baby! Oak Ridge picks off the pass. Oak Ridge intercepts Tyree Porter. The man is a ball hawk. 3 weeks in a row, he has gotten a turnover. What a play. The Wildcats up 23-0.
Tyree Porter just played basketball. He just jumped up there, got a jump ball, and I don't know how tall that receiver is, but it didn't matter. Tyree showed some ups right there, skied up and high pointed that ball, came down through some contact. But I'll say this, that quarterback had to throw that a little bit sooner, and he wasn't able to fully step into it, because if you go back and watch the replay, TJ Hibben absolutely annihilated the quarterback as he was letting that ball go. Great play. This defense, you can't say enough about their effort.
Can't say much about the clock keeper. It's still 10 minutes on the clock. That's what it was when the play started. The Wildcats, first down, 10 yards to go. The offense back out on the field. The ball at their own 49-yard line. Stansberry with Rush Douglas moving. Here's DeMille, Yun, Porter, worth $1 million tonight as he brings the ball to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, just keeps finding ways to get downfield. Wasn't a huge gap, but he took what the defense gives him, and all of a sudden you have it second and medium here, about second and 5 yards from the 45-yard line, already in plus territory on their half of the 50-yard line.
We appreciate you watching our stream. If the Wildcats hold on, it's another $700 we're going to have to raise over the week.
And I know Beverly Sparks listening, a teacher at Oak Ridge Schools. She's listening to us in Hardin Valley. We've had people saying our scream is as clear tonight as it ever has been.
Well, I guess we'll have to do all our home ball games at East Hamilton. Here comes Blaine Stansberry, cuts to the outside. Blaine Stansberry down to the 40-yard line of East Hamilton. The Wildcats, 1st and 10, a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
The block over here on the right side to spring Blaine, he pancaked him, and Blaine just took off up the field, and another big first down, a 20-yard gain for Blaine.
Malachi Bonner on the block. The Wildcats, 9 minutes to play in somebody's season. The Wildcats are on top of East Hamilton, 23-0. When Lucas came down here, he didn't get a win.
he didn't, and somehow it was even colder than it was tonight. It was hard for any of us to pick up a win that night. Long story going into that one, but hopefully tonight turns out better, and it's looking that way.
We haven't won yet. 27-0 last week. In the fourth quarters, play is halted, and we're going to have a dead ball foul. Illegal procedure against Oak Ridge. 8 minutes, 35 seconds to play. Mike, check the Coalfield Oliver Springs score. I'm kind of interested in that score as well as the Sevier County West score.
Yeah, that's a really interesting game. You know, kind of their equivalent of Oak Ridge playing Clinton for the quarterfinals. 7-3 West is still over Sevier County. We'll get that Oliver Springs Coalfield. It's 14-13. Oliver Springs under Coach Tyler Harper in the lead right now.
And I also want to make note that Tommy Laurendine is sending $100 for next week's game.
Tommy Laurendine, quarterback of the 1984 Wildcats. DeMillion Porter grabbed, tackled. Clock is moving, though. 8 minutes, 5 seconds to play. Tommy Laurendine was a really good quarterback there, Mike Sheehan. Tommy Laurendine, a good quarterback.
Absolutely, David. This is exciting. I don't know what else to say. The Wildcats have played lights out tonight. We got 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game, and we're up 23-0. I'm so excited. The Wildcats look like they're going to go on to the semifinals.
Last time the Wildcats played the West High Rebels was that 2020 season, I believe.
It was, and apparently Coalfield in a potential heartbreaking fashion. I'll get it after this play.
Here's a pass complete. DeMillion Porter, he tries to break a tackle. He runs over a guy, but it's enough, I believe, for gets back the 5 yards that it was penalized. It'll be third down, and we'll call it 9 yards to go. 7:14 to play in somebody's season here in Hurricane Land.
Your longtime sponsor down here, Tracy Larrabee, just told us that Coalfield, with 30 seconds to go, has taken a 19-14 lead. That would be an absolute heartbreaker for an Oliver Springs team that has really struggled. Coalfield has kind of been the one team that they can't get past.
6 minutes, 53 seconds to play. I'd like to find out what's going on in the West Sevier County game. I know it's still 7-3. Wildcats third down and 7. Blaine Stansberry wants to pass. Pumps, fires. Easy catch, easy catch. Adam Washington, the president, makes the catch. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Coach Ted Mitchell's down there on the sideline, and before the play's even over, he's signaling first down. He saw Adam come out of that break, just a comeback route on the outside, and he was wide open. Great timing by Blaine Stansberry, throwing a catchable ball right when that receiver is coming out of the break.
I don't know what's going to happen next week, but I can tell you this Wildcat team, after they have consecutive wins over Lenoir City, Campbell County, Ray County, McMinn County, and I think they're going to win this ball game. They have played some great games offensively and defensively, but the defense has been so stellar. Blaine Stansberry lowers his shoulder, somersaults over. The defense, I mean, right now we're at the 6.5-minute mark, and we've got a shutout, Mike Sheehan.
Yeah, you don't see that very much in a playoff game, David. That's just a testament to the great defense Oak Ridge has played tonight. They really came into this game with a great plan, and they've executed it perfectly. Time of possession has been awesome for the Wildcats.
We haven't been to the semifinals 2020, and before that, you got to go pretty far back.
I think it was 2005, right? Yeah. This is, and you can't take it for granted, especially going up in 6A. Things are only going to get tougher. So, Wildcat fan, if you're watching this on the replay, listening live, take this moment in. This is big time. This is special.
To reach the Final Four in the state, I'd take it any year. As Demillion Porter, he might have another 6. There's flags are down. He is in the end zone, but it's going to come back. But the key thing is the clock is down to 5:42 to play.
Really, if you're East Hamilton, I mean, and you look at their body language, Dave, they look defeated already, and they probably are, but you got to try something to get a turnover, because if Oak Ridge scores, even if Oak Ridge, you hold them to a field goal here, the time it's going to take to run 2 or 3 more plays, the ballgame's going to practically be over.
How important is that roughing the kicker call?
It's huge. It's huge. I think Oak Ridge was in control of that game, but there was still a little bit of life left in this Hurricane team, but after that, you could really just feel like Oak Ridge thought, you know what, almost like a python, like we're just going to just tighten that grip even more, and I don't think they're going to be able to get out of it.
Second down, 13 yards to go. Blaine Stansberry to Demillion. Why not? Oh, well, I know why not. Oh, he breaks the tackle. Starts again. But, you know, he stands on his feet for an extra 5 or 6 seconds, and we're down to 5:32 to play in the ballgame. Both teams have 3 timeouts. Oak Ridge is on top, 23-0. Our postgame show will feature interviews, and Susan Steck, we're hoping to get Eli Pearson on the air because he scored the first 9 points of the game. He's hit the extra points. The Wildcats, Demillion Porter. Let's talk to him as well. And, you know,
Yeah. Well, I think we might have a four-peat like we did last week. Talk to 4 different guys, because I'll tell you right now, I'd love to talk to somebody from that offensive line because to me, that's been one of the kind of low-key differences in this game is how that offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage.
Third down, 13 yards to go, 4:51 to play. Blaine the pass, fires, end zone. Not quite to the end zone. Is the catch made? It is for a 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down. What a great catch again. Adam Washington, I do believe, inside the 10-yard line. First down, goal to go at the 5.
Adam Washington is just so reliable. He's got such great hands, and maybe he doesn't make all the big highlight plays that we see a guy like Will Presley make, but you need a guy like that, a possession receiver that when you're kind of in a drought, when you just need somebody that's sure-handed, just throw it to number 11. If there's any space there and that ball's on target, he's coming down with it.
Eric Menifee, running back of the 1984 Wildcats, also is saying that he'll contribute to our broadcast. Eric was the first Wildcat to ever go over 300 yards rushing in a ballgame.
Wow.
Handoff goes up the middle. 6 points, touchdown, Oak Ridge. The route is on, and we're headed to Blankenship Field next week in the Final Four in the semifinals. 4.5 minutes to play. It is 29-0, Oak Ridge.
You just look at that replay and you see offensive linemen spread out everywhere and just black jerseys just pummeled, laying on the ground. And I think it's kind of apropos, Dave, because this team has just demolished on the offensive line the East Hamilton Hurricanes.
Here's Eli again. High snap. Kick is on its way. It splits the uprights. 29 now, 30-0. Oak Ridge headed to the Final Four in the state in 4 minutes and 39 seconds. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with a Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds. Can't be obnoxious to our own fans.
Thank you to attorney Jim Norman with Joyce, Meridoff, Flickcloth, and Norman, attorneys at law, and JMFN Title Services. As Eli Pearson's kick is up and going to be caught at the 30-yard line. Going backwards now, and he's going to go back inside, stays in bounds, and they'll start their possession way back at the 27-yard line. We also want to say thanks to Sonny and Deborah Whitfield, Susan Steck, Danny Horadell, Oak Ridge Gel Tactical, Scott and Denise Lane, Oak Ridge High School class of 1985, Jan West, Michael Pierce, and Robert Martin for sponsoring tonight's ball game. A lot of people, Aaron Webb was commenting earlier that tonight's stream has been so clear. Thank you to our official tweeter of Prep Radio and kind of tech guy Ben George keeping the clock, doing stuff like that. Without those sponsors, it doesn't happen. And David, I'm sure Sexton Automotive also helping us get down here and back. David, I'm assuming we'll need some more help next week.
Yeah, it's $700 next week, so we've got $200 pledged already.
Still $1,300 shy of what Powell was asking for, right?
Most definitely. Miller to pass, caught, 45. And then the Wildcats, Wayne Gibson, and help comes up. It'll be a first down.
Susan Steck just sent a $100 Venmo payment just now, Dave.
Susan Steck is Eli Pearson's grandmother. She has been loyal since Brennan, her other grandson, played for us.
Yeah, Susan, we're going to try to get Eli to talk, but as you know, talking on radio is not necessarily his favorite thing, but I'm going to stick a microphone in his face. We'll see if he talks.
Former state champion running back Bill Zulliger, father of 2 Wildcats, also pledging, so we're getting close to that 700. First down, 10 yards to go. I'll come back to you in a minute, Ben. 3 minutes to play. Quarterback's going to throw it. Man, he got plastered on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. Ben?
And do want to say Billy Holbert and Teresa Holbert as well are donating $50 for next week as well.
Thank you, Billy, a part of that 75 state championship Wildcat team.
And I think looking at the text that he sent, it looked like Bill Zulliger said he's going to donate $200, and his brother watches from Savannah. So I know we were talking about where are people watching from. I know Mike Underwood, I think, is in Alabama, right? And he watches every week.
Wildcats, 2 minutes, 25 seconds to returning to Blankenship Field. Second down, 10 yards to go, 46-yard line. Here comes pressure. Quarterback Miller rolls, looks, dumps, pass, caught, and they've got the ball at the 20-yard line. It's too late, though, Alex Myers. 2 minutes to go in the game.
It is, and it's Jaden Hayward, the guy they keep trying to get the ball to. I don't know why they haven't targeted him more. You've got to find, when you're playmakers, but you look at them out there, they're just defeated. They know it's too little too late, as it's 30-0 with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in this fourth quarter.
We'll have player interviews down on the field. Alex will do that. We'll have Coach Rang. Wildcats will have Mike's scoring summary. Wildcats on top 30-0. 1 minute 37 to play in East Hamilton's season. The Wildcats.
It looks like Ed Hudson and Aaron Wells are both in for $100 next week.
First down, 10 yards to go. Pass is going to be caught. They move the ball to the outside, now back to the inside. He goes down right at the 5-yard line. We're down to 1 minute 16 to play. We're headed back to Blankenship Field next week. The Wildcats either taking on either Sevier County or West. West was up the last time we checked.
Yeah, and I want to mention 2 things. Winning in this fashion saves Will Presley, right? You didn't have to trot him out there a bunch and gives him another week to heal. But I want to say this, too. This has not been a perfect season, but with the amount of injuries that we've seen, what a coaching job by Derek Rang and this staff getting this team to the semifinals.
First down, goal to go. Quarterback to pass. Looks, fires, pass incomplete. 38 seconds to play. We've got a running clock because of the score. 34 seconds to play. East Hamilton, all they want to do is score. And, right now it's a moot point, guys.
Just letting the clock run. I mean, you got to make a stop right here to make it a shutout, obviously. But just allowing this clock to run, and a great win for these Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Second down, goal to go at the 5, 10 seconds. This is the final play of the ball game. East Hamilton's season is over in 5 seconds. Quarterback Miller rolls, looks to run, cuts to the end zone. He's tackled right at the goal line. The game is over, Mike Sheehan. The Wildcats have defeated the East Hamilton Hurricanes. I think it's over. They did score. The shutout is not intact. The Wildcats have won.
That was an outstanding game, David. I mean, 30-6. Who would have thought it? I mean, they came out and had a great game plan. They executed it perfectly. And to have a playoff team only score 6 points, congratulations to the Wildcats.
And they're headed back to Blankenship Field to take on either West or Sevier County. 4 teams remaining in the state of Tennessee and 5A ball. The Wildcats are one of the final 4. The 2 teams shaking hands. The Wildcats, for the 2nd consecutive year, have beaten the Hurricanes, and their season ends.
West is still up 7-3. The game's almost over, so it looked like we may be hosting West at Blankenship Field.
And we also want to note that Mark Packer says he will be doing the Rivalry Thursday playoff version from Blankenship Field next week.
On a Friday, I hope. 30-6, the final score. The East Hamilton season comes to a close. They were the champions. Very seldom, Mike, can you... I can't think of a year where we have played all 3 teams, 3 out of the 4 teams in this region. We played Ray County, McMinn County, and tonight East Hamilton. Normally somewhere in there's somebody from our region around, but 3 of the 4 teams from down here, the Wildcats have taken to the woodshed.
And I am just so excited the way they played. It's just, it's off the charts exciting. Everybody's so happy tonight. The players are just jumping for joy. You talk about pandemonium, this is it.
The Wildcats have won the ball game 30-6, the final score. Coach Rang is about to have his final game talk. We'll have player interviews and we'll have Coach Rang. We're going to send it off to Brian. We'll be back to East Hamilton High School where the news is good. 30-6 Oak Ridge wins. We'll be back on YouTube and FM 92.7 following this 2-minute timeout. Hello. That was...
Here's that stat.
Welcome back once again to East Hamilton High School where the Wildcats have knocked off the Hurricanes 30-6. Coach Rang having a long conversation, longer than he normally does. Mike, why don't you start with a little bit of the scoring summary? You might not get too far before we go down to Alex with some player interviews.
Well, that's fine. I'll just do the best I can do with what little time I got. Start the game off, the Oak Ridge Wildcats drove the ball all the way down the field to the 2-yard line. And due to penalties, they got backed up. But with 4 minutes and 53 seconds into the first quarter, Eli Pearson got the game started off with a 26-yard field goal. Then with 10-10 in the second quarter, Eli Pearson got another chance to kick a field goal, this time from 37 yards out, and that kick went way over the top of the goalpost. Could easily have been good from 50, and the Wildcats went up 6-0. Then was just 6.4 seconds left in the half. Eli Pearson kicked another 28-yard field, and the Wildcats went up 9-0. Then after J.T. Gormley recovered a fumble, the Wildcats had the ball on the 31-yard line and drove it down to the 8-yard line, where from 8 yards out, DeMillion Porter ran it in for the Wildcats, put the Wildcats up 15-0. Eli Pearson came in and kicked it between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 16-0 after the third quarter.
Sorry about that. Let's go down to the field. Looks like Jared Bafford is with Alex Myers.
Thank you, David. Down here with left tackle Jared Bafford. Jared, one of the vocal leaders of this team. You're an emotional player. That's no secret. How good does this feel right now?
Oh, man, it feels like nothing else. Like, at the beginning of the season, I'm not going to lie, I didn't think we could do it, but we're going to semis, man.
You guys have a strong team coming over from the other side of the playoffs in either West or Sevier County. It's 7-3. West was up last we checked. I don't think it's final yet, but talk about what Coach Rang said. It really doesn't matter the opponent, your mindset, right?
Yeah, so, West or Sevier County, West, they have a good defense. I know that, but, can nobody stop us right now? In Sevier County, our defense has been playing lights out. So, our defense keeps on playing like that. I think we got it.
Your defense played well. I think, obviously, we're going to talk to DeMillion Porter in a moment. He had just a stellar performance. How fun is it to block when you got a guy like that behind that just runs so hard?
Dude, it's amazing. Last year with Jarvis, it makes it so much more worth it and so much easier because, I had a couple bad blocks tonight, and, Mill he does his thing back there, and we call him Baby Jarvis for a reason.
He does very similar running style. I think we talked to David Clary, Mike Sheehan, myself. We talked at the beginning of this game, the size difference in your guys' offensive line versus their offensive line and their defensive line. And we thought, hey, if Oak Ridge wins this game, it might very well be because they can control the line of scrimmage. Did you guys, at a certain point in this game, did you guys feel like, hey, we got this? Is this something you knew coming into the game? And once you guys realized that you guys were kind of dominating, what was going through your mind?
So, we come out and, every first play of the game, I always have it in the back of my mind, man, we can beat these guys. After the first play, it proves it for me. Because, after that first play, you pour your heart out into it. And, after that, it's so much easier for everything going forward.
What do you guys have to do between now and next week? Obviously, you got a big home game back at Blankenship. You're going to enjoy this one on the bus ride back, I'm sure, but then you got to get to work, right?
Yes, sir. We got to work all week coming into Thanksgiving, man. First time practicing on Thanksgiving. My family's going to have to reschedule, but it's going to be fun.
I think they'll take that.
I think so, too.
Congratulations, Jared Bafford, and we're going to stay right here. Eli Pearson, I really appreciate you. I know your grandmother, who's one of our biggest supporters, Susan, she's was I think texting David throughout, and she wants to hear from you. So I told her, well, we'd stick a mic in front of your face. I don't know how much you're going to talk, but I do want to mention this game you had. Obviously, the extra points are one thing, but I think at halftime, making that game go from a one-possession game at 6-0 to a two-possession game as you guys had to kick the ball off. To me, I thought that really made a difference. I think your team fed off that momentum. I think you guys got a little comfortable. Can you feel that when your team's riding on you?
Yeah, they were all kicks I should have made because they were all less than 40 yards. And, the line did their job. Everyone did their job. So,
you David, had mentioned, I think you were dealing with a little bit of a foot problem earlier in the week. Did that bother you at all, or did you feel comfortable tonight, or is that something you had to fight through?
Yeah, over the week I didn't go to soccer practice, but it was my groin, but it's fine now.
You guys going to be ready to go next week?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Eli Pearson.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go with Tyree Porter next as Mills getting interviewed by a Knoxville media station. David would love me saying that. Tyree Porter, what is that, 3 games in a row you've got a turnover, an interception, a fumble recovery?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I told David, I don't know how tall that receiver was, but it really didn't matter if it was Shaquille O'Neal. You jumped so high on that ball, and it looked like that was a ball that as soon as it was released, you knew where it was going. Walk me through that play and how you got that interception.
When the ball snapped, I knew the quarterback wasn't going to really have anything, so I saw him roll out, and the wheel was wide open. Well, he thought it was. I baited him into throwing it and just went up and got it.
I'm going to switch sides with you right here so the folks listening on the live stream can see you a little better. The defense, shutout, basically, we'll call it that, at any point in the season, but particularly in the third to last round, the quarterfinals. Is this something you guys felt like you could do? Were you guys a little bit surprised at how dominant you guys were?
Nah, for sure. We knew we were going to shut them out. Well, we tried to shut them out, but we did our best. We knew they couldn't really move the ball on us, and we just did what we knew we could do.
The defensive backfield at time was a little bit porous early in the season. You guys looked like a group who had some new guys back there, which you did. How have you guys gelled? And you guys obviously are playing really confidently right now. How has that all kind of come together? Because you guys certainly are playing your best ball at the right time of the season.
We just try to play as a team. I try to lead them the best I can, and I hope they can trust me more, and they did, and we've just been playing better because of that.
You guys coming down here, there's something special about play in a Blankenship field, no question. Do you guys take a little bit of extra joy tonight, kind of taking somebody's season away from them on their home turf? Does that mean, is that a little bit different maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it does. It obviously feels good, but I don't know. It just feels good. It feels good.
Million Porter's behind the camera trying to make you laugh, and now I'll let you go have your turn as we go to talk to him. Congratulations, Tyree. Million Porter, stud Oak Ridge running back right now, and I heard from Jared Bafford, who we talked about blocking for you, and he said that they call you Baby Javis. And DeJavis Dozier, one of the best running backs in Oak Ridge history, and we've talked about on air, your running style seems like you kind of modeled your game after him. Is that happenstance, or is that something you've kind of done intentionally?
Yeah, he always coached me up last year as coming in as a freshman. He always helped me improve as a freshman and get better with him.
You guys, as a running back, we talk about Blaine's growth as a quarterback, becoming more of a dual threat guy, running the ball a little bit more. You've kind of become a dual threat guy yourself. In the past few games, you've really become a threat out of the backfield. I think you had 10 receptions in the first half of last week. Is that something that you guys have worked on? Is that something you've always been able to do?
I always been able to do that, but with our receivers going down, I had to step in at both parts, play receiver and running back.
Your head is steaming right now. I still think you're maybe a little bit out of breath from how much you've had to carry the ball the last few weeks. But, again, I talked to you, I think, after that first-round win. It seems like you're getting stronger through these games, and it seems like, honestly, you're getting stronger during these playoffs. Late in this game, we made a comment that you look like you're not just running, that you're running angry and with an attitude. What's going on as a mindset right now when you get the ball? Because you just look so confident and so determined.
I know I'm the main player, so I know I got to play to my greatest strengths and just help my team succeed, and I know what I got to do to help us win.
Your offensive line, it was a dominant performance. How much does that help you when you've got 5, sometimes 6 guys up front blocking the way they're blocking right now?
It's easier. Just make it easier. It's a great push up front, so I know once I get past the first level, I know I can break.
You got one more shot. No matter how the game goes, this will be your last game at Blankenship Field. How important was it for you younger classmen, underclassmen, to give these seniors one more shot to walk down those steps?
Oh, it means everything. I got to help them get to a point where they got to leave on a great note.
Thank you so much, Million Porter.
You too.
All right, and now we'll go with Coach Derek Rang. I know these interviews have been a little bit longer, but I appreciate everybody sticking with us as we're trying to kind of soak these games in. Quarterfinals don't happen very often. Semifinals happen even less often. But thanks to a great coaching job by Coach Rang and the rest of this staff, the Wildcats find themselves back in the semifinals. Coach Derek Rang, as we welcome you in here, thanks for giving us a couple minutes of time tonight. Just an absolute dominant performance. Not a word that you use. You see semifinal games, that West Sevier County, it's real close. Oliver Springs, Cofield, close game. You look down here, this is a blowout.
Well, I mean, it obviously, with our new style of play, I guess, during the transitional season of this year, the first half we controlled the tempo of the game, so it was 9-0, but they only ran like 10 offensive plays. So they were out of rhythm the whole time. The super explosive offense, 11 is a big-time player for them. Quarterback can run and throw. So we kind of kept them off rhythm. And then obviously in the second half, they turned the ball over. We took the ball away. And then we just kind of finished our drives. And what can you say about our kids? Alex, the fight, the resiliency of just battling every week. You play Ray County and you're like, wow, you may lose the first round game. And then you win that one. Then you win one more. Then you win one more. And I think, the reality is we've kind of got some belief now, I think, in everybody's really wanting to win, being excited. And at times that's not been the case. So it just shows you the power of what believing in winning and believing in competing can do for a football team. And as you know, we've been young and inexperienced and injured at times, but I think these guys just wanted to prove that they can do it, and we're hot at the right time.
That's what Dave and I were talking about on air, is that this team is truly peaking. And you talk about that in tournament time in basketball a lot of times, wild card in the NFL, but you guys have really played your best football of late, and doing so with so many guys down. I think it's a real compliment to your coaching staff and these players for how you guys have shaped it up. I want to ask you about Eli Pearson's performance. Eli is not a super vocal guy, doesn't love talking on the radio, I don't think, but I want to hear from a coach, how big is that to have the confidence to send a guy out there 3 times in the first half, especially when it went from a 1-possession game to a 2-possession game just before half? How big is that to have a performance like that?
We have a lot of faith in Eli. We've watched him kick in practice, and then, you got down here. I just remember in pregame warm-ups tonight, I was like, boom, he's just booming the ball down here. And I was like, you feeling good, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I'm feeling good. So I was like, well, he hadn't had that little look of confidence tonight. So we had no problem putting him out there. The first 2 kicks were kind of gimmies for him. Give some credit to TJ, him and the snapper. Adam Washington is a great holder. I don't know if anybody realizes that, but Adam can really hold the ball and get it where he wants it. So Eli's a big weapon for us. Obviously, it showed tonight. We have full faith in him. And as you saw, we kind of did some different kickoff stuff tonight to kind of just try to find a strategy to not get 11 the ball with a 1-yard line with a running start. But Eli, a phenomenal kicker, has a bright future doing that. He'll probably be a recruited kicker next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Your guys' performance on the offensive and defensive line, I thought, were dominant tonight, and you guys kind of imposed your will. D'Emilion Porter running behind that offensive line. He as a sophomore, he's running like a fourth-year senior. I mean, he has gotten stronger as the season has gone along, and I think tonight you really saw he's starting to run angry and with an attitude. Talk about his development as a sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, I think, number one with him, it's kind of a unique situation at Oak Ridge High School because, as you guys know, there's been kind of that running back that waits their turn, and then they kind of break out as a junior or senior. And then, just a couple years ago, you had, kind of like last year, Javis was the guy, and he had split time with, K-Jack and Jai, and it was – so, like, this year there was kind of just that void of, when Javis left, I mean, a couple of kids, decided to leave the program, whatever. So it's like, hey, Mill, there's really not a lot of options there. We're going to have some guys step up, and he's really embraced that, from just his maturity of just, from a standpoint of a football player, being able to play some plays, being able to, get some tough yards. And I've explained to him, I said, you're a sophomore playing running back 5A, 6A football. It's not always going to be easy. And then I think tonight it just showed he's had a lot of experience this year, knows the offensive line well. Offensive line's been intact. And he just ran hard and ran angry. And, I don't know what the yardage was. I'm sure we'll find out here in a little bit when the stats, we'll check the stats out. But what can you say? Just a dominant performance.
Last thing, you guys get to go back home regardless of the result. You guys get one more opportunity at Blankenship. How big is that? And I'll give you just kind of open floor to call the fans. Obviously, that's going to be a big environment, and we need everybody there.
Well, I mean, I think you look at it, I guess, obviously the COVID year, they played South Dole in the semis at Blankenship, and then, you kind of had that run just for me and Joe talking about kind of the history of our program. Obviously, 50s, super dominant, late 70s, early 80s, super dominant. Then the 90s, early 2000s, a lot of semifinal dominant, whatever. But this will be the third time since 05, when Oak Ridge played Ravenwood for the state championship. I think that year they hosted Riverdale, and I'm sure it was rocking. So I think in 2010 it may have been at Maryville. You may correct me if I'm wrong. So this may be the third semifinal we've hosted in the past 20 years. So, hey, fans, come on out. Let's get the ship rocking. Thanksgiving break, maybe a lot of people in town. Let's kind of get it back to the way it was. Let's get 4 or 5 deep on the steps. Let's rock it out, whoever we play. Let's kind of bring that Blankenship magic because this team's worked hard. They've competed all year. Probably at times we've been, rode off, whatever. Hey, but for one more night, let's bring that Blankenship magic back. Let's get it rocking and rolling. People sitting on the hill, whatever, and let's do this thing.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank y'all. Yeah.
David Clary, back to you guys.
Okay, back to the scoring summary. I think I left off right after Eli Pearson kicked his third field goal of the night. And the next play was with 10:16 left in the third quarter. DeMillion Porter ran one in from 14 yards out and put the Wildcats up 22-0. Mr. Dependable, Eli Pearson, came in and kicked it between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 23-0 early in the fourth quarter. Then with 4 minutes and 39 seconds left in the game, DeMillion Porter ran in another 6-yard touchdown, and the Wildcats went up 29-0. Eli Pearson came in. The kick between the uprights was good, and the Wildcats led 30-0. And then with time expiring, Wyatt Miller, quarterback for the East Hamilton Hurricanes, ran one in from 5 yards out and put the Hurricanes up 6 points to the Wildcats 30. The Wildcats walk away with a huge victory. I want to give a shout out to Trish and Jerry Jenkins in Red Bank, Ed Hickman in Maryville, and Tommy Thompson in Rockwood for tuning in tonight. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week at Blankenship.
And happy Thanksgiving. Alex, you've got the final stats.
Thank you, David. Let's just run down the Oak Ridge stats, I guess. Rushing, DeMillion Porter, 28 rushes for 181 yards. That's big-time numbers, folks. You talk about 05 that Derek Rain just talked about. Those are Spencer Goldmeyer, Sean Bohannon, Sean Summers type numbers in a big playoff game, having that type of back in the backfield. 28 rushes for 181 yards, 6.5 yards a carry, and a long of 27. Blaine Stansberry had 11 rushes for 59 yards with a long of 19, and Rush Douglas had 1 carry for 9 yards. Was 12 of 20 for 176 yards with a long of 46. Parker Free was 0 of 1 with a deep shot to the end zone on fourth down. Adam Washington led the team in receptions with 4 receptions for 56 yards and a long of 16. Will Presley had 1 catch tonight, but it was a big one, 46-yarder that helped set Oak Ridge up for a field goal to go up 9-0 before half. DeMillion Porter had 5 receptions for 41 yards. Zayden Williams had 1 catch for 19 yards, and Tyree Porter had 1 reception for 11 yards. Comparing the two teams, total yards of offense for the Hurricanes, 425 yards of offense for Oak Ridge. Again, 249 on the ground, 181 of that coming from DeMillion Porter. Boy, overtime for West and Sevier County, David. Field goal to tie it. 45-yard field goal, Ben George says, to tie it. And I told Ben a minute ago when we first heard it was going to overtime, I said, let him play 8, wear himself out, let Oak Ridge rest. David?
Let's close it out here. We've had a long day here. They're about to turn the lights out. We appreciate all of you watching. We had over 4,000 people watch the stream tonight. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate our sponsors, Attorney James Norman with Joyce Meredith Flitcroft Norman, attorneys at law, and JMFN Title Services, Sonny and Deborah Whitfield, Susan Steck and Danny Hordell, of course, Sexton Automotive, who helped us as well. Appreciate Grayson, appreciate Caleb, Riley, and who have I forgotten? And Titus, of course, Mitch Frame, Alex Myers, Ben George, Mike Sheehan, and Brian Bennett. Once again, the final score, the Wildcats win it by a final score of 30-6. Until next week from Blankenship Field. Actually, our next broadcast will be Monday when the girls and boys take on Vicksburg, Mississippi in basketball. We're doing both. Until next week, this is David Clary saying so long, everybody. Let's break this bad boy down. $4,275.